Yeah, way to say that when we done start. But hey, yo, what's going on? We back live again. Facebook. It's your boy CJ the X Factor with my co-host Sans Omatic, aka Sans, and Graylin, aka G. Maybe you can go with that. It is what it is. We back. What week we on now? 4?
Week 4.
We on week 4 of our NFL picks. So tonight we got to bring you all
NFL.
NFL breakdown. We got some NBA preseason going on. We got some NBA storylines going on. So let's get straight to it. It's 10 o'clock. You know, some people got bedtime and curfew, so let's roll straight into it. Let's break down from let's get a little, we ain't go into the big games first, because, you know, give people time to get on the live, tune in, whatever. You know, they ain't want to miss their big games. Let's start off with some of the sleeper picks, or the easy picks, I should say, that we picked Sunday going. Some of the 1 o'clock games, I guess. Where y'all want to start?
Let's start with
who of the scoreboard? Sounds was keeping the score.
Yeah, I think I just picked the Browns on this one. Right? I just picked this one. Actually, the Vikings, right?
No man,
I
don't.
I put in right now.
I picked put up the scoreboard.
You and Sam picked Browns.
And then I was laughing up.
I picked Vikings.
You picked the Vikings.
Yeah.
So you picked the Vikings. Me and Father picked Browns. All right, so that game, yeah, you used to let me slide with that though. I noticed that.
Yeah, I ain't going to see it though. I say,
no, I didn't know. I was pulling it up.
Yeah, you put it on there. All right, good. All right, I thought that was all right. I was eager for the game. Honestly, I was eager for the game beforehand. But as exciting of a game as I thought. I mean, defensively it was a good showdown. The Browns defense came through. They held cooked some really low yards per carry. But the quarterback showdown was good.
Yeah, I thought it would have been more firepower. I definitely thought the score would have been higher than that. I didn't think 14-7 and actually winning by 1 touchdown. I thought it was going to be a much more closer game, and I was thinking score at least, I don't know, 20s, 30s. I thought they would have been launching the ball. That surprised me.
Like I told y'all, certain teams are very inconsistent, and I will almost never pick them unless they play in scrubs. And the Vikings is one of them. Remember week 1, I told y'all the Vikings.
Yeah, but the Vikings just beat big team last week.
Exactly, my point exactly. And I said this in the preview that when we was doing this on Saturday, that 1 week the Vikings have come out and look like a Super Bowl contender, and the next week the Vikings have come out and look like a toilet bowl contender. And this week was the toilet bowl week for them. Like I said, the pass rusher of Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney is always going to be a problem for almost any matchup unless you have an awesome offensive line. And then it just showed what it is. The Browns didn't even have, obviously they didn't have Jarvis Landry. And for some reason, by Odell, this is my last year picking Odell in fantasy, because every year I expected him to be this comeback player or have his rekindle year of that Giants year he went off. And by dog, he's have 1 or 2 games here and there, but by he's sitting in my wide receiver spot just taking up space, bro. Like, I can't do it with him no more, bro. If he don't show me something the second half of the season, it's my last year on the Odell. Like, right now, to be honest, he's just a name. He ain't even a top 10 wide receiver no more.
Right. And I'm curious to see how he plays when Landry comes back. I mean, is dude even a wide receiver 1 anymore?
Exactly. Like, Dog was a top 5, top 7 wide receiver. Now, he holding on to top 25 right now. Like, these young guns surpassing him, to be honest with you.
How much of that is on Baker, though?
What you mean, Baker?
How much of that is
this
on
quarterback in New York?
You want to put the situation and make it seem like Baker worlds ahead of Eli.
I mean,
don't forget now, this tail end Eli. The same prime, even though Eli prime was in a hot needle, but the same prime Eli. This is leading the league in interceptions, Eli. Just close my eye and throw the ball downfield,
He was
Eli.
jumping.
Where you will stop?
Twice. Which anyway,
Right.
let's not talk about that storyline because we can go into that.
And all of us before there.
You gotta remember. This Marvel parts bias, right? So
Yeah. You always gotta mention that.
you gotta go
What that have to do with anything? But obviously it's no going against Brady no. Anyway, we can reach down to that. Brady has already surpassed anything y'all could bring up. So yeah, the Browns. It wasn't a surprise. Like Raylan said, the score was a surprise, but the Browns winning wasn't a surprise. I got next game. I got which y'all pick with Colts, Dolphins.
Everyone picked the Colts.
No one picked.
I'm sure.
No one picked that. Stop it.
But y'all was scared though, because the Dolphins did look good that first quarter. Y'all was scared. Y'all was scared. But y'all can stop. Y'all can stop lying.
The pace itself was slow though. The pace itself was slow. Of course, then I mean they wasn't really kicking up nothing until the second half. Second half is when they turned on a bit. But I mean, no one was really. That game was never in doubt. No one really thought that the Dolphins was out of that game, except the Dolphins fans.
Yeah, they didn't even in every game. But the good thing is, I expected more of Jacoby, but I think like his time has passed as being a starter in this league. Carson Wentz honestly didn't look good either, and I give him a little bit of credit because even though as crap as the Dolphins is, their defense isn't that bad, so you will struggle against that defense. Like, I give him a little bit of that, but still, he still don't look good. Like,
he picked up in the second half. Jonathan Taylor had a good second half too. They did just enough to win the game. Sometimes that's all you got.
Barely.
Just do enough to win the game. Barely did enough to win the game. All right, who we got for this next one?
Let me see. Next one we got. I sure someone picked different on this. We have the Lions versus the Bears. What the pick says, G?
Sans pick Lions. Sans pick Lions mean you pick Bears.
I pick Lions. So it's what? 2-1. I 2-1 now. You all 3-0?
Only me still undefeated.
No. I 2-1. I 2-1. I lose the first one.
Only me still 3-0.
Vikings.
All right. Cool.
The Bears in this, like I said, I told you all the Bears were gonna try rally around the young quarterback, even though I don't think he had a very good game. Like, he had a okay game. I wouldn't say. Yeah, he had a decent game at best. But for some reason, by that Lions, by Jared Goff got to relax. I think he got about. I wouldn't say this season. I would say next season would be his last if he continues this type of play. This season they can let him slide.
But his last. Hold on, this next season will be his last in Detroit. You mean?
I mean, from Detroit, where you going? Dolphins.
So you saying
Detroit almost the bottom of the barrel.
So you saying his career over?
I mean, okay, last season as a starter. Then let me say that.
Okay.
Because you're coming off, you'll be coming off that superstar contract. They'll probably cut you if you don't produce, and then nobody else can sign you for no big money. You can get signed for them little $5 million backup quarterback role. And to be honest, if you can, I think they're gonna try put some pieces around him this summer. And if he does the same crap next year with pieces around him, they'll say, "Listen, you're just not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy."
I mean, it was this the NFL, so nothing is really obvious or predictable. But I mean, the Bears top 10 defense, Lions not even top 20 offense. I saw it going this way, and like you say, it was the storyline was more so about Fields and how he was gonna, but this was his first start, right? Or you started before?
No, this is his first start.
No, I think he came in the last game, right?
Yeah, he came in the last game.
Yeah,
when
but
they yeah.
regardless, maybe no. You're right. He did start last game. I know he was talking about how they would have had him running for his life. I think they played the Bears. No, or
Yeah,
maybe they played the Browns, and they would have had him running for his life, and he
if they
did.
had him in the
That's when
same
he got sacked
scheme,
9 times.
basically what they yeah.
So this game was his second start, and we thought he would have rallied back. And like you say, he did okay. But just overall team wise, I didn't see the Lions pulling this one out. Lions, like I say, um, not even top 20 offense, bro. And the
Yeah.
Bears defense is legit.
For some reason they play hard, but I just can't get them no wins until they start playing real toilet bowl teams.
I mean,
Speaking of toilet bowl
them
teams,
do what they see. Them
yeah,
do
that's what they do.
self
That's what
blind.
bad teams do.
Who we got next? What next thing we gonna do?
You had you had
I know what's getting out of time.
it was in Chicago. Yeah, 3 times and come with 0 points each time.
Yeah, but like I say, bad teams just find a way to lose.
Oh,
Baby. That's just the Lions just in that folder. They in that bubble of bad teams. Like I always find a
we
way
got
to
that.
lose.
We got, well, like I say, speaking of toilet bowl teams, we got the Bills versus the Texans. This was the easy one. Bills put a whooping on
Everybody
them,
took Bills. Yeah,
40-0.
We got
Like really?
we got that.
0?
This is what we don't know. The Bills ranked number 1 in defense now, and number 2 in offense. So they look good. Granted, they play some toilet bowl teams like the Texans. And you remember we said last week they was gonna come out and throw out this week. He did the same thing. I feel like they're trying to make a statement. Like, they're trying to say last year was another fluke. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
Right.
Josh Allen specifically?
I don't blame them because like this is their year. You gotta realize the Pats been running that division for about 20 years. And when the team is down, you gotta beat the brakes off them while they down. Because if they do catch themselves, as you see Belichick trying to rebuild that team and trying to put pieces back, you don't want to say, okay, this is my window, and then I blow it. It's almost like when the Jets was good that year. Brady went down. I think it's 08 after the Super Bowl. Brady was out the whole next season. I think it's either the Jets and the Dolphins. That's when they came up with the Wildcat thing. And they was running the league. And the second Brady come back, I don't think they ever smell it. Like, you got to run it while you could run it. So I feel like the Bills feel like they're in a position. That's why they gave Josh Allen this money. And they made sure to get the defense back because they realized, hey, this is our window. And like I tell everybody good teams have a 3 to 5 years window. Well, great teams have a 3 to 5 year window. Good teams, you got to put a 2 to 3 year window. That's like when Jacksonville. Remember, you see how you're laughing at Jacksonville Jaguars now? You remember about 3 years ago, the Jaguars was one of the best teams in the AFC.
Especially defensively, they was
These guys
in the league.
almost beat Tom Brady in the conference championships to go to the Super Bowl. 2 years. Get them 2.
I mean, last like 2 years, look, their window.
Yeah, that's why I say football is a window, bro. Not a team can smell a victory. And speaking of them, that's our next.
But we ain't need no serious analysis for this game.
Jaguars and Bengals.
Texans just get their head.
That was easy. Jaguars and Bengals, we got them. This was a nail biter in a way. Almost had me a little scared that I was getting picked the wrong team. But who y'all pick? What the picks was for this Krillin? Oh, that was Thursday night. Pardon night. That was Thursday night. No one picked that.
See it. Yeah, we didn't pick that. But to be that you're right. That was a good game.
That was a good game. Surprisingly,
game.
Joe Burrow had to come back and win that game because Jaguars was up for the full 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm. And the storyline behind that is the college championship 2 years ago.
Yeah,
a year ago. 2 years ago, college championship. Well, Burrow won that one too, so I was kind of pulling for Lawrence to get one on him, but they
Lawrence, to me, like I say, I don't see the hype
Two
in
years
Lawrence.
ago.
I actually like Joe Burrow over Trevor Lawrence, but that's just me.
you do
Um, yeah, I
you
do.
you felt that way before this season.
Yeah, and I from late, I didn't even know why he was. To be honest, number one pick. I didn't see it. Like it is what it is. Sometimes I'd be happy these guys go number one because you get into places like Jacksonville and Detroit and crap like that. So it's be like, okay, if you all think these guys can be so good, let them be in them situations. But you see what happens with people like Mitchell Trubisky and all these guys who they thought was going to be so top tier quarterbacks. Sam Darnold. Well, Sam Darnold look better now, but that's only because he playing trash teams. We can see Sam Darnold sooner or later. Mark Sanchez. Remember Mark
Yeah,
Sanchez? Cheers.
they
You
basically kicked
couldn't
him out of the
tell
league.
people Mark Sanchez wasn't the next Aaron Rodgers coming out of college. They had that guy so hyped coming out of USC,
Hmm.
but that's just how it goes.
So I wasn't
Um,
sure. I was high on Joe Burrow too, but I was also high on Lawrence. So that game, I had to watch that game. And it lived up to its hype. I think I think there was added motivation there too. I think that would probably be the 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 game where they both play the hardest because they did not want to lose to each other. Because that's going to be like the competition for the next couple of years. That's going to be the conversation. Who's going to be the quarterback of the future? And it may not be them, but that as of right now, they have the best ranking. So
I think
there
that
was
does
added
play a part of
motivation.
it too, Bar. You right, because for one of your boys to get up there, dog, them got to be doing miraculous stuff in college to be number
Right.
one pick. These guys, like you say, once the hair flowing and flapping and blue eye and all American,
Yeah.
whatever. Oh yeah, he got all the arm talent. He making all the throws. Now you be looking back like, I watching this game. Like
Hmm.
you like okay.
But
Trevor Lawrence came from Clemson. No, where he came from? I know
Burrow came from LSU.
LSU, and I think Trevor Lawrence came from Clemson. But my thing is, right, when Deshaun Watson was at Clemson, they was like, oh, we don't know if he have the the arm talent to do this. We don't know if he has the mechanics to do that. Deshaun Watson before this whole drama in offseason just lead the league in passing yards
Hmm.
without DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins did already leave. And the man still come the next year with regular receivers and lead the league in passing yards. And he
Yeah.
still wasn't picked number one. But you got this guy coming out of college. I don't even see nothing special. And oh, he's the clear cut number one. Like what? Everything
Yeah,
cool.
I know, but I don't think, like I said, that game was an amazing game, and I don't think you will see any of those two play as hard as they did, like Thursday night. I don't think you can see it again this season.
Oh, of course
There's
not.
just that's just one of those teams where, like, they always counting matchups. Like, guys be like, okay, Brady versus Manning head to head, what the score is like that. Those two, if they
Yeah,
last long in the league, that could be one of those tallies that they could keep head to head. Who in the first matchup, who in the
yeah.
matchup ever since. So that could always be, I think that could always be a big game when them two play each other.
I guess. Speaking of big game, we got a game. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. What was the picks on that? Anybody's picked the Eagles?
Chiefs and Eagles. No, everybody picked the Chiefs.
Okay, good. Um, but
Ye-
like we said, same thing I was saying. Yo, like and I told you before, they have a horrible defense.
Yeah,
Even
and you
against the
know what?
Eagles,
As I was watching, I was like, bro,
they
I see
stink.
what you're saying. Hmm.
Exactly. You cannot be a. That's why I tell you, you could
They
be
was
a. You can't be a great team if you one side. Not in football. In basketball, maybe you could have a super offense and it'll shadow your defense. But in
yeah.
football, bro, you gotta put up 42 points to win a close game because you giving up 30 points to the Eagles. Like this in like the Eagles. Think about it. You dealing with not a rookie quarterback, but a second year quarterback in a shaky offense with no clear cut number one, even though they got the Smith wide receiver. Um, it's like he had a good game, but it's like everybody else, and of course he have a good game on the bad defense.
Yeah.
But like Jalen Hurts was doing what he's doing whatever he want basically with that defense, and you'd be like, wait, if Jalen Hurts tearing up this defense with a rookie wide receiver, what you think can happen when you buck the Bills in the playoffs and you're going up against Josh Allen? What you could think happen when you buck who else in the East? In the AFC, Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Lamar Jackson was able to beat them without two running backs. Why? Because they
Yeah.
can't keep people out the end zone.
They got to figure something out. They rank right now. Looking at it now, they rank 31 in defense now. So they dropped from last week. Last week you
Yeah,
said it was 30, right?
yeah,
So they dropped. Yeah, and I mean, watching the game, I was like, bro, seriously? Like it was just so clear. I don't know, it was because you mentioned it, and now everything was
exactly,
just so obvious.
exactly.
But I was like, bro, the Eagles.
That defense thing, bro, and
Hmm.
it's something that the Cowboys had to deal with a lot of their years, because even recently you got the Cowboys offense with Dak, Zeke, Amari, CeeDee Lamb, all these guys, and the Cowboys offense could put up 28 points almost any Sunday. The problem is their defense giving up 35.
Yeah,
So people be like, "Oh, the Cowboys really suck." You be like, "Wait, that offense really ain't that bad." No. It's just that defense can't
and
hold their t-shirt in the win.
and going back to your previous conversation when you said good teams have a pretty small window, the Chiefs don't have time for this.
Oh yeah,
They don't have time
they're
to
seeing the time to fall apart, bro.
no, they don't have time to take years off and have to figure out how to make it fix a defense. They don't have time for that. Their window
No,
is super small, and their offense is amazing, and it ain't gonna last long. So they need
exactly.
to figure it out
Guys
quickly,
don't
or
start
else.
figuring that out. Them no look pass and stuff starting to get intercepted.
Right.
Them screen plays and stuff. People soon can start catching on that shovel pass too. He like drop to the goal line. He like come with that goal line, run to the right, and scoop that little shovel pass. Someone could soon carry that for a pick six if he keep
Right.
doing that crap way.
And the thing is too, with you if they make it to the playoffs, I mean, you only get embarrassed yourself, and you know what I
Oh
mean.
yeah,
Like could hurt your legacy. You could take and say, yeah, Mahomes in making the playoffs, but never could have produced because you have to work so hard on offense because he trying to compensate for a team with no defense.
real.
So I think that have to get fixed. I talking this season. They don't one season the most they could last with this.
Of course,
That window getting shorter and shorter.
because you're gonna put too much pressure on your offense. Guys got to keep coming up there making big plays and stuff, and you don't want your quarterbacks in compromising positions because you always down, or he
Right.
always got to keep his foot on the gas because he don't know how long you could hold the boat before the time run out. Same thing with guys like Tyreek Hill. Same thing, guys like Kelsey. You don't want
Mhm.
your offense always gotta go there and go there and wild out because now you exposing them to more injuries. Sometimes when you get a good lead, you like to give your running back the
Yeah,
ball
a
and let him
rest.
run about 10,
Hmm.
20 times so your QB and your wide receiver could hold firm.
Yeah. So they got to figure it
So
out. I talking bottom of the board. The only defense worse than them is Atlanta Falcons.
speaking of the Falcons blow a fourth quarter lead and let the guy run into the
Boy,
end zone at the
that's
end
all
of the
familiar.
game. And I was like, bro, nah, keep in mind, I still undefeated right now because I ain't picked wrong yet. And I obviously didn't pick wrong on this neither because I picked the Washington Redskins. I mean, Washington football team.
We all did. So
So,
what? You hold on, time out. Let's go back to this. So you
yeah,
you
I picked the
you only up a
Chiefs.
game on us, eh? So far,
Yeah, on each of y'all.
good, right? The first one I lose, and then the second one, Sam's lose,
Sam's
right?
lose. And then we conclude, we get all right so far. But Washington and Atlanta, which much closer than we thought.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, boy, like I said, Atlanta would be scared. Matt Ryan must hear y'all talking about him. And dog come out and start slinging like this he last year. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Boy, listen to me.
he threw
That,
four
my,
touchdowns for
but
283 yards.
I want to talk about Matt Ryan, but I need to talk about Patterson, bro. That dude. Uh,
But
but you know what hurt me? I
he
picked him
wait,
up. His first good game, I picked him up, but I did not start him. And he's
listen,
on my bench, bro.
don't get me started. Patterson, this guy who I was playing in fantasy,
He started
this guy who I play in fantasy, he has Julio Jones. Let me wait. This boy has Julio Jones, and he has
and
someone else who is injured,
three
and
three
he
three people.
missed. He missed and put Patterson in his lineup. Nah, dog talking to me there, bad, because he beat me by must see 6 points, boy. Patterson had to score 35 points for him to beat me by 6 points. And dog talked to me bad all week. And I was like, boy,
Bro,
he
I
ain't like
put
he put in Patterson because of a good read, you know. He put in
he just seen
Patterson
that no
because
one
he
else.
had to.
Yeah. But it's like I was watching the game and I sugging that because I losing and passing on my bench and I'm like,
A dog get off.
bro, and Matt looked like as if he don't know no one else but Patterson. He wasn't passing to nobody else.
But you know it's making me mad too. Patterson have 3 touchdowns, but he only have 5 receptions. That's what's making me mad. This boy was riding Pitts. He was riding Pitts all down the field and Ridley all down the field. The second he get in the red zone, it's like, oh, Patterson. I was like, boy, come
Yes,
on, man. Like I watching my score, and every time I look at my score, this boy going up by 10 points. He going up by 10 points again. I say, boy, why does boy score going up so much? When I look at the lineup, one guy, Patterson. I was like,
Wait,
wow.
that's his coming out party. He reached Matt Ryan. That's Matt Ryan. New Julio Jones.
Hold on,
That
see.
he
For
taking
that game.
put that in the first good game he had. I mean, he had a crazy game.
Yeah, but don't put him on Julio level now. You
I
disrespect.
think it was a game. No, I'm just saying that's his favorite receiver now. Like I mean like I think there was one game, the game where I picked him up after he had more receptions than Ridley.
I guess. But
So I mean, maybe this there.
keep in mind they still lost, so I think we're
Yeah, they
giving them
lost.
too much credit.
Let's be
Uh,
real.
Heineken looked good as well. He threw 3
Atlanta's defense,
touchdowns.
like I told you, Atlanta's defense is worst ranked defense in the league so far.
Yeah,
Then it's
that is true.
Kansas City. Then it's Washington.
I guess.
So I mean, I expected that game to be the way it was. I just didn't expect Patterson to.
Yeah, Patterson made me mad, bro. Dog cost me this week. I could have been 3-1. Dog cost me be 2-2 now, but I saw what with him and watch. The second I stop playing this guy, go to another tier, or all of a sudden, Patterson can score 7 fantasy points. Like they just sometimes he's like he good, no. It's just that I don't expect him to maintain that level the whole season.
Yeah.
Especially when you start going against good defenses. Like you say, he going against the trash. Well, yeah, bottom of the barrel defense. Now let's start to get into some of our surprise games of the week. Some of our surprise games. We got who did we pick with Saints and Giants? I think all us went with the Saints. I don't know why.
No, Suns went Giants.
No man, stuff like
Me and you went Suns went Giants.
why did anyway? Yeah, good thing he ain't back yet. But like I
Listen,
say, I don't know why I put my faith in Jameis Winston, but Jameis Winston, like I say, is one of those guys. Remember, I tell you, certain is certain roller coaster teams like the Vikings that's just Jameis Winston on that team. Like one week he throw in 3, 4, 5 touchdowns. The next week, dog, the Giants, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised if he don't last the entire season as a
I'm
starter.
glad I come for my pick.
But the Giants, though, like, come on, man. Like the
I wouldn't be
Giants,
Game your boy had
Danny
a career
Saquon.
height, 402 yards. Career
Daniel
height,
400 yards.
402 yards. Career height.
and
I
we
have-
giving
I have-
we putting a lot of slack on Jameis, but that defense don't look the same either. Like that
No, the
defense is
defense
getting
didn't,
that.
defense didn't look good. I didn't expect him to throw for that. How many yards?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Saints defense, but that's why they say like I tell you, football is the ultimate team sport, and the defense right now isn't that defense that performed with Drew Brees, and I don't know why. I don't know if they don't rate Winston or what it is, but they just ain't holding firm, and they
But,
know
you know,
Winston ain't putting up no 40 points.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing right there. You know, it's like you say, it's a team sport, and the defense see you slacking on offense, or they didn't see you getting the necessary yardage on offense. Then all of a sudden, they become discouraged, and they gotta come right back on the field. So it goes hand in hand. I mean, the biggest thing is if the Giants scoring like that, you got to be able to keep pace with them. Like if they had Drew Brees then yeah, they probably would have been able to be able to keep pace with that type of offense.
Yeah, they would. He
But
would have shoot them up.
yeah, but
See,
Jameis,
right, but that's the thing. So your defense in performing, and then team is so scared to throw this ball. How much yards he throw for? Let me see. I drop him my fancy. He's so frustrating. But I
Yeah,
mean,
Jim,
the
I
last two
would never
games,
pick him up.
I was being skeptical, thinking he would have been throwing the long ball like he always did. But
I mean, he does throw for like 13 yards a play. It's just the fact that he doesn't connect a lot.
this dude, last two games he threw for 100 and something yards. But like, what? He's a star in a
Exactly.
row.
Like, I don't understand that.
garbage,
I mean,
garbage.
it's a part of coaching too. My thing is, I feel like they try to be very like like they touchy with him
Right. You
because
could
they
tell.
know he's them type of guys. He will throw 5 interceptions now.
Right. So
Yeah,
you
We have
could tell.
seen it. That
You
guy
could
would
tell.
launch an interception.
Right. You could tell they had a conversation with him, and he's like, "All right, hold on now." So okay, so 4 weeks, right? First 3 weeks, first week 148, second week 111, third week 128.
Niggas
Yeah,
running for
last
more than that.
you know what I mean?
Derrick
Last
Henry
week,
just run. Derrick Henry just run for what? So they going.
last week he threw 226. So that's the my. But this dude is not throwing the ball, right? So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
but you could tell, like you said, you could tell they had the conversation with him and say, "All right, you know what you used to. You ain't none of that."
Yeah, we ain't into
But I
that.
So
mean, my whole thing is right. The dude and says I fix. I mean, at least give him the confidence to say, hey, but go there and prove that the
Yeah, but the
interceptions
army
is a
ain't
thing of a
fixed.
past.
I don't pass the ball.
But I mean, I thought at least this game would have been the game he launched it, given New York, But
I guess
Yeah.
no. Okay, next game, Washington
we done
defense
gone with
ranked.
Washington. We done do
No, I mean,
Washington.
no. Next game he's playing
Oh, the
Washington,
next game, yeah, boy.
Oh, you saw
Anyway,
it.
and
he
Washington,
made
like I
it.
tell you, is ranked 30 in the league. So if you aren't launching the ball, then
Yeah,
you probably ain't launching.
Okay.
Washington can tighten
You
that
got
rate up next week. But
and
anyway,
again, you shoot him right up. Anyway, go ahead.
another
Next.
surprise game. I think all us got this wrong too. We got the Tennessee Titans versus the New York Jets. Surprisingly, which is not a game that pissed me off,
That
is
hurt
I
me.
got Derrick Henry in fantasy, who's supposed to go for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns.
You ran for like 157, right?
157 at the end. That
157,
first
yeah.
half, dog, with had must about play. One thing with him, boy, he'll make you wait for your fantasy points, bro. Tannehill, I guess I can't put too much on him. My problem with them is, right, you know Julio Jones, so you know your wide receiver 2-0. Why Tannehill throwing the ball 49 times? Who you throwing the ball to 49 times?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, that's an insane number. He played good down the stretch, though. I'll give him that. Down the stretch, getting into OT, he made the right plays. But early in the game, like you said, him throwing the ball that much was a little.
I didn't understand it. I was like, wait, this is the Jets. And like, oh, you have a star running back, but you're going up against like Tampa Bay with one of the best rushing defenses. You're going up against the Jets. If anything, he's supposed to rush the ball 49 times. Why did you pass the 49? I don't care if they stack the box. At the end of the day, but you could stack the box on Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry can pound out a good 5, 6, 7 yards.
The Jets literally, but I mean,
They
I
played a
don't
perfect
think
game.
our prediction, I don't think our pick was a bad pick. It's obviously a sensible pick. Derrick Henry has the most rushing yards. The Jets has the worst rushing defense in the league.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
Literally
common sense.
last. So
Common sense.
So
I don't care if they put 11 guys in front of you. I was giving Derrick Henry that ball every single time, bro.
He's supposed to rush for 200 plus yards at least.
Yeah.
I feel as coaches, that's when you overthink the game. You try to say, oh, well, they can come and they can stack the box knowing that we don't have no wide receivers. So what we can do is a bunch of play action and we can catch them off guard. How you catching the team off guard playing to your weakness? You playing into their hand.
At the same time, like Ken say, use these professional players, bro. This is a professional team. You think they don't know what we know? You think they don't know they lost in the Russian defense? You think they don't know that y'all have King Henry? So I mean,
so
they
other
know
teams,
what
when he rushed 200 yards, they ain't professionals. They know Derrick Henry coming in the rush the ball.
Right, but they also know that you got Julio and AJ. Without Julio and AJ, you have one weapon.
you just down manpower. At the end of the day, we felt the Titans was going to win because the Jets was that bad. But you gotta give credit to the Jets. They played a perfect game, basically.
They played a what?
I mean, bro, if you have one
Played
weapon,
their perfect game compared to what they was playing earlier.
But
I mean,
I still think the Jets played like they was trying to throw that game away. And it's just that the Titans just couldn't get the ball in the end zone, like real talk. Even down to the end, like, boy, even in overtime, they was trying to throw that game away. I was like, boy,
no,
y'all
in
didn't even want to
overtime,
win.
my boy Mormon tried to throw the game away. Shout out Mormon Holmes, though. Let's talk about that, man.
Boy, this a trash can. But anyway, I ain't
He
get into
played
that.
But listen,
This a trash can, boy. What a flip. This the second coming of Mark Sanchez in New York right now. My lord.
What a flip.
Boy.
I know what you're thinking about.
Oh,
I said,
boy.
wait, this is the best rookie quarterback I see this season so far. That's the best game for a rookie quarterback I see so far.
this is in the box. That's why I tell them everyone
It-
like you have one weapon. If you beat me with one weapon, I mean they are ranked last. But if you beat me with one weapon, I don't belong in the league. I mean, you got one weapon, and I know you're one weapon.
Yeah, I guess.
That's an all-time player. Though. That's still a great player. You know what I mean? If you get beat from him, then you get beat from him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like saying, Pippen and Rodman ain't playing tonight. Everybody just can gang up on Jordan. Yeah, Jordan just can hang 63 on you. Like, what difference it make?
Yeah,
I think it's. I don't think it's the same. Jordan still could pass people. You got one man, give him the ball, and he got one direction to go. I mean, you got no fakes,
and you can't stop that. Like that's the
Yeah,
thing.
man.
Don't forget now, you weren't just gaining the ball and no one there. Like, boy, you have linemen, like guys blocking for you. You got full backs, like guys. Like it's just my thing is you have 5 to 6 linemen. You could even put in an extra tight end and say, hey, y'all know what the game plan is. We bully in the thing. So it's like, oh boy, we ain't even getting into that because this guy. But
but okay,
Yeah, but don't entertain that one.
Henry rushed 33 times. The only time before that he rushed 30 plus is against Seattle. This monster game against in week 2 against Seattle. So
why did he have to do that?
Okay, but
Because Julio them was getting locked right up on the outside, and he was like, "Okay, give me the ball." And to be honest, they was down. You know how hard it is to give the running back the ball when you're down.
But guess what? Even in Seattle, he had more yards per attempt in Seattle than he did against the Jets. Obviously we expect the ball to go to Henry, but I mean, the team that they play and expect the ball to go to Henry as well. So
yeah.
I get
he had 33 carries. Then I mean, he had good amount of carries.
One thing I can tell you. One thing I learn in sports, I ride and die with my superstar.
Yeah, you do.
Even if I was a player or as a coach, I ride and die with my superstar.
You do, but no, I don't think
pay differently.
I don't think you ride and die when it's so obvious. Now I'm thinking, okay, so Tannehill throw 40 times, Henry rush 30 times. I think in the ratio could have been different, but I still think
it should have been the other way around.
Yeah, switch it around.
If it was the other way around, I think they might have been successful. Or even if you wasn't successful, if you lost, it would have been an acceptable loss.
Yeah.
See, I don't believe in using your best players as decoy. I believe
exactly. I hate that.
Let them drive the game plan, and then when it becomes overbearing, then you maybe switch a game plan.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing with football, but it's like you only got one time. You only got one chance. See, basketball, okay, you got best of 7. You got best. Now you can play in teams multiple times, but in football, you ain't no trial and error. Whatever you try, you could live or die by.
You gotta live or die with.
Right.
So no experimentation.
Right. You know experiment. How do you?
Yeah.
How does this can work or this ain't gonna work? Okay, I can get y'all next month when we play y'all again. Ain't none of that. Yeah. You just that's it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
that was surprising. We all lost that one.
Yeah, that was surprising. Next game we got the 49ers and the Seahawks. I think you all two went Seahawks.
I went Seahawks.
And I went 49ers.
Yeah. Because he was trying to be different. And
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it'd be different to get your head punching.
I mean, first of all, y'all picked low on trash. Me and much teams I picked that is off it. This game actually almost turned the other way. Thank God, Garapa garbage was on the sideline because I could see him throwing this game away.
But you
Boy,
come talking, but I tell you all he's gonna be on the sideline holding a
didn't I?
clipboard as if he didn't get injured, as
And
if they just bench him.
he's because of one.
Dude
But
went
did
out
I?
with injury.
Yeah, but before he gone out with injury, dog done throw an interception.
Which about Trey Lance coming in, I thought he was a mixed bag. He did some good things. He had a 76-yard touchdown.
Exactly. Trey
Outstanding.
Lance came in and actually made it a game because before
Yeah,
that, Seattle was
Yeah, he
running
made
away
it,
with
yeah.
this game.
and this
Yeah,
and this ain't
yeah.
the first time.
Exactly. That's
So
what I saying.
yeah, I
Garoppolo
think
is another one. He can be like golf in a minute if he don't catch himself. Now the only difference is I think they will give him another chance in another place, but it have to be at the end of this season. If Garoppolo stay in San Francisco one more season, he get cut. He might even get cut this off season. But I would try and trade him now while he high, try and get him out of there. Because boy, that Trey Lance, he already looking
The
to take your
clock,
starting spot.
the clock ticking.
This
The
summer,
clock
that
ticking.
one
And,
that one over.
yeah. And the bad thing for Garoppolo is Trey Lance be getting time here and there. So it's like you starting to see the potential, right? It's just a matter of coming out fully. And last game, like you said, I don't really help because he came in and he gave him a spot. The clock ticking for Garoppolo. It is. But see what happens.
Yeah, you got to get his stuff together, or he have to pack his stuff together. Slide out. But yeah, I picked the 49ers in that one. Another game, I think, yeah, this one's pretty easy for me. I don't know who went with anyone went with the 3-0 Broncos at the time.
No.
Krillin, because
I look at that.
you know sounds
You
cool.
went to the Broncos.
Who him?
Who picked the
You went to
Broncos?
I picked the Ravens. I wasn't picking
Look
the
how long he
Broncos. You went
taking,
with the
man.
Broncos.
How long this paper is?
But yeah, I can't find it.
Oh, nah,
You
you
went with
can't
Ravens.
find it. But you could kill.
You ain't gotta worry about it.
Everybody
You
gone Ravens, bro. Why are
But
you
you
like
could
that?
kill.
Everybody
You
gone
know what?
Ravens, but y'all cool.
I gotta keep my own
I
list
gone
next week.
Ravens, bro. Ravens. Everyone.
I gotta
Cool.
keep my own list next week. It's the same.
Everybody gone Ravens, bro.
But yeah, Ravens was an easy pick in this one. Like I said,
It wasn't a
Broncos
fair
played.
fight though. Teddy
They played no
Bridgewater
one.
with the concussion.
Man, don't make it. What these can do? Throw one more interception? Come on, man. Y'all just make it seem like they was up and leading, and when he gone out, they get run down. From he gone out, these done behind.
Yeah, but like you said, it was. I agree. It wasn't fair. You're starting quarterback gone. You know, like they was getting blow out. Just starting
Yeah, because
quarterback
Drew
gone out.
Lock is garbage.
It was
He
down
come in
much,
there,
like,
he's
by
even
halftime.
worse.
It's down at
Huh?
10 at halftime.
Granted, none of us even picked them to win the game anyway. But
Yeah, I mean, no one picked them to win the game now.
no.
But I'm just saying, it wasn't. But I can't really say it's not a fair fight because Lamar Jackson been playing understaffed all season, so I can't really say that.
But he been getting it done though.
He been getting it done.
At least
So
he
you
been
gotta-
trying.
Yeah, shout out to Lamar Jackson. He been getting it done. So yeah, that was easy. One.
Yeah, that's the easy one. This next one is the easy one for me. Y'all trash. Like I say, as much as I can't stand Rodgers, I have respect for him. Ben Roethlisberger, I am now losing every game by game, week by week. I'm losing more and more respect for Ben Roethlisberger because week by week, he just looking stinker. Like bro, the man throw the ball 40 times. 40. Why? That's number one. That's question number one. Why? Secondly, he only threw for 232 yards. I think Zach Wilson threw more than that. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I think
he ain't looking good.
short for like 248 or something like that.
He threw a touchdown, but he also threw an interception. My thing with him is, bro, hang it up.
Just put the scene the first time he threw 40 times. So
Yeah, but exactly.
week 2 he threw 40. Week 3
Why?
he threw almost 60.
Why?
58.
You realize that they have a young wide running back now by the name of Najee Harris, who is
He only ran for 62.
but he had a touchdown.
Yeah, 63 yards. They should have feed him more. They should have feed him more.
He only had 15 attempts. You giving Ben Roethlisberger 40 attempts, and you giving your young running back 15? Come on, bro. Come on. That guy is getting in the end zone. That guy is giving them energy.
They don't have a good running game at all. He's the only threat for their running game.
Well, how you expect to develop it if you keep dropping back and throwing the ball? We don't even know if you have a good running game.
Well, I mean, listen.
6 receptions, 15 attempts. Yeah. I mean, that's your. I wouldn't say star running back, but that's the guy but probably your best play. I think he better than Juju, if you ask me. I didn't think Juju.
Juju was never.
I never
did like Juju. I just feel he's riding the wave. But anyway, someone else who was riding the wave, and I pick him up in fantasy. Now, not in the one where I lost. This one I win. Mr. Randall Cobb. I told guys, Aaron Rodgers bring this boy back here for a reason. Aaron Rodgers is remind me of LeBron. He loves up a man. But you Aaron Rodgers bring him there.
Hey, the irony.
You just said
this stuff.
What did I just say?
No, but you just said, I don't know which week it was, that Rodgers bring Cobb back and ain't even passing the Cobb.
No, because don't forget now, Cobb just came back, and Cobb was in the wide receiver too. The wide receiver too is Valdez, Scantling, or whatever. And Aaron Rodgers don't even like to throw to him. For some reason, this guy is be wide open, running, streaking down the sideline, and Aaron Rodgers will force the ball between three fellas to Devontae Adams. But with Cobb, he passed the Cobb, but Cobb was doing the thing. He is feeding him in the end zone, and Cobb give me some good points in fantasy, but I didn't give me like 23, 24, and I put him in last minute. I know he don't feed Valdez, Scantling like that in the red zone. He has used Valdez to run across the field and get everybody going left, so he could throw the ball right to Devontae Adams. But in this case, he was using Devontae Adams as a decoy, letting him go on that side, and then he was throwing it to Cobb, I guess, because he's saying, buddy, watch Cobb, because Cobb a little old and wash up.
This was on Devontae Adams defensively. The Steelers tried to focus on him defensively, so they had some openings for Cobb. But
I feel like if Cobb is wide receiver too, he could have a good game this Sunday too.
They playing this Sunday.
I ain't sure, but whoever they playing, he got a good game. Because I feel like
Green Bay
that connection is there.
Ever since that stinker in week 1, they've been looking really good these last.
Don't forget now.
Yeah, I guess Rodgers proved his point. Now he balling again.
Don't forget. Don't say balling. Rodgers them is look at the schedule, just like how, like I say, LeBron do in the NBA. They just look at their schedule and say, boy, I have weak games coming up. If I lose into the Jets, I lose into the Dolphins, I lose into the Colts, then you could start jumping on me. Come on, bro. I lose week 1 and then come look at these next 3 games I get. Relax, bro. I got this. But watch, when you see big teams come up, you can see the difference. Another big game. I think all of us might have picked wrong on this one, and I was torn in between with this one. It was Cardinals and Rams. A surprising game, by the way.
All of us did pick wrong, and everybody picked Rams.
Everyone picked Rams. Now, remember I did say at the beginning of the season, it's teams that I should not go against, and I told y'all that Arizona is going to be a surprise team this year. But I just got caught up in the Rams' firepower and them playing at home. But boy, that Kyler Murray, injury barring, if he doesn't get injured, that's an MVP candidate this year.
Yeah, man.
He should be in the lead, eh? Would y'all have him? He should be in the lead to me.
Yeah, I
have him close. The only problem I don't like with him right now is he throws too much interceptions.
So who you have winning MVP if season ended today?
It's tight.
It's tight
with who? I just name one of them.
One of them.
Derek Carr.
Man,
I
want to say like Derek Carr balling.
I mean, they had a stinker Monday night, but we get to that. But
that wasn't even really a stinker, but it was okay. But yeah, Kyler Murray is up there. He has a good chance. Obviously, it's a competition, and like you say, he probably is ahead. I would give him But it is no just obviously just number one and far distance between number two. But as of now, right now, um, yeah, he's the MVP candidate, or let's say the MVP if season end today. And before, don't forget, before this game, you could have put Matthew Stafford there. You probably could have put Cooper Cup there. Like it's a couple guys who balling, but one or two games don't mean you win the MVP. You know, look at last year, Rodgers win MVP, but boy, we saw one or two games where Rodgers wasn't looking like Rodgers. So we got to see. Like I said,
Arizona got the number one ranked offense now.
oh, of course, boy, that guy, boy, listen, they look good, and they don't even run the ball.
Yeah.
Like literally, like you get the number one offense, and you barely handing the ball off. Like James Conner only scored because he's get all the red zone touches. But other than that, well, they be marching up this field with just dinks and ducks and deep bombs.
How you think that affect them in the playoffs though?
This place put Dak in anything. In the playoffs,
Josh Allen. I mean,
Josh Allen is. I feel right, but I want to address this comment by Josh Allen. I just watching it. It's like everything is deliberate, like but to show you all because 2 years everyone was saying he good, but he wasn't really proving it. His first good was last year, so he trying to say y'all think it's a fluke. Watch this. So I feel like he deliberately out there just trying to stump on everybody here. They up, I ain't care.
I mean,
they ain't score, I ain't care.
That should be
he going for 100 points.
That's why I like him. I like that mentality. I don't agree with the letting your foot up. My thing is, but your job on the defense is to stop me, bro. It's not my problem if I put up like how the Bills put up 40-0. It ain't my problem. Y'all ain't scoring or y'all can't stop me. But I ready to go to 47.
Yeah.
Like I ain't into that. Like real talk, boy. I ain't into the sportsmanship. You know what sportsmanship? Sportsmanship is bringing a team here to give me a challenge. By you being lousy, you're showing poor sportsmanship. Come on, man.
But no, that's a solid list. Murray, that playing good too. Like that,
but he ain't number two. Don't let him put it in that order.
No, I think it was in that. I think he's trying to say that in order, but
I think he's trying to put it in that order for you.
Knowing him, that in order.
Well, you know him. You think that in order?
But no, that look like that in order. He just slipped back here two.
Yeah, he deliberately. Notice he put two full names and he just squeezed Doc in. I almost didn't even see Doc. He just put what Doc? Okay, good.
Josh Allen, he's doing it quick. No, but Doc up there. I say Doc top 5 in terms of.
Yeah, he'd probably top 5. Speaking of Doc, playing the Carolina, the so-called undefeated Carolina Panthers at the time. Cowboys and Panthers is on our next game. I pick Cowboys.
Sans pick Panthers. Me and you pick Cowboys.
See,
we looking good until the third quarter.
Oh, it's we now, boy. Wait, these fellas, these guys got us stuck. To be honest with you,
third quarter.
Like I say, it was a good game. Dak didn't throw for much yards. He had less than 200 yards, but he had 4 touchdowns, which is all that matters. I don't care if I throw for 1 yard. If that 1 yard give me 1 touchdown, whatever, cool. But four touchdowns. Zeke looked good. Zeke got 143 yards with touchdown, and Cooper looked good. Everybody had touchdowns on this team. Cooper, Schultz, Wilson, Jarwin. Only person didn't get no touchdown too is CeeDee Lamb, surprisingly. But yeah, the Cowboys look good, but their defense is still a problem. The only reason why the Cowboys, I could be honest, looks better this year is because their offense look better. If you really look at the scoreboards, look at what the defense gave up. Still give up 28 points. To who?
No, but
Sam Darnold. Hubert? Who's Hubert? Who's Hubbard?
Listen. They
I can see it. McCaffrey was there.
No, yeah, okay. what I'm trying to say is they gave up that many points, right? But you gotta look at portions during the game when the game was actually close. Don't forget, Carolina was leading 14-13 at halftime.
Exactly.
Carolina was leading 14-13 at halftime. The Cowboys defense turned up and shut them out in the third quarter. And it's 20-0. They went on a 20-0 run. So they put the game away in the third quarter. And anything else after that, I wouldn't even really count that. You know what I mean? That's just a
Did the
half-hearted attempt to
Cowboys
try.
defense turn up, or did the Carolina offense turn down? Honestly,
Wait, what's
Donald
his
threw for
name?
2 interceptions. Trevon Diggs pick him off twice.
hold on
But
now.
on
Keep in
but on
mind,
Donald
Diggs is the only
Donald even made
friggin' highlight on that defense.
but on Donald
He
leading
was
the
the
league
highlight
in
Sunday.
Russian
He was the highlight
quarterback,
Sunday.
He lead the league in what?
Russian touchdowns for
Oh, Sam
quarterback.
Donald.
Sam
Yeah,
Darnold.
no,
Yeah, he does.
I thought I saw that.
He had 2 in the first half. He lead the league, I think. He had 2 in the first half.
Well, my thing is, bro, like I say, their highlight right now is Diggs. Diggs going for defensive player of the year, which possible. My thing is this what people have been trying to tell Jerry for years. Get rid of these old garbage guys and let these young guys shine, bro. Stop bringing in these old fools around here. You always want to go run for the big names. You always want to go for the Terrell Owens and the big name guys, and they don't come here and do nothing. They just come and suck up all your billions of dollars and then lead you barely to the playoff and give you nothing. Now you letting the young guys shine. You got guys like Zeke looking good. Doc, even though like I say, Doc ain't not impressive, but Doc look good. He look okay. He's a top
Good, but
15, top 10 quarterback. You got CD Lamb. CD Lamb looking good. Amari Cooper. When Cooper first came there, Cooper was young. I think Cooper's still in his 20s. He still look good. Like, you letting these young guys now take over the team, and you ain't going out signing no big name free agent. You ain't running out there begging Aaron Rodgers to come to Dallas. You ain't out there begging a top running back, Derrick Henry, to come to Dallas. You solidifying your team with what you draft, and you actually making sense with your team now. That's all people been telling Jerry for the past 20 years, basically. So now that it's happening, I'm glad to see that the young dogs get their time to shine in Dallas. But other than that,
Forgot. So last week you made a prediction. So that same prediction, would you say
which
11
one?
wins?
Which one?
Which
Who?
one to say? The
he
No,
Cowboys
said
wins.
anywhere between 10 to 12 wins.
I say I want the Cowboys. I say based on their lousy schedule, the minimum they should win is 10 to 12 games. Because, like I say, this game, even though the Panthers was undefeated, come on, it's the Panthers. They're not that good. They just played okay teams. I think they got other teams coming up like Washington, Houston. They got, come on. Like, be real with it. The Giants, like, come on, bro. You in the weakest division in football.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
but
think they got
you
I
gotta
think they
be,
got the Falcons coming up and all. Come on,
like we
man.
say all the time, you gotta beat the teams in front of you.
Exactly.
So
Well, they better beat them.
yeah, that's all that matters.
In the
Who
Monday
we
night
got next,
game,
right? The Monday.
the Monday night game we had Raiders and Chargers.
I think
I
everybody picked
think
the
I
Raiders.
I think I
No,
picked the Raiders too.
I picked Chargers.
You
Oh,
picked
look
I
at
Chargers?
thought
you.
you picked Raiders.
Yeah.
Whatever.
To, to be
Come on, dude.
honest, I still believe that the Raiders is the better overall team. The only problem is they just didn't show it that night. And it is any given Sunday. Chargers showed up to play, even though they delayed the game running on but friggin' thunderstorm in a dome. I don't understand. So
No,
what's the
but
sense of
I,
building a dome?
I completely disagree with you. I think the Chargers is a better team. I think the Chargers is an underrated team. I think the
Uh,
I think the Chargers could possibly be
I
my
mean,
pick anytime they play this week. I mean this season.
I feel like they're a good team. They're just not better than the Raiders. I ain't saying the Chargers stink. They're not a toilet bowl team. They're pretty good. But head to head with the Raiders as the Raiders are playing now, because we do know that
Hmm.
Derek Carr could
but
slump in and slump out. But as
Yeah,
of
but okay, is Derek Carr playing that much better than Justin?
Herbert,
no, but he's
not
playing
really.
better.
He playing better.
But I mean,
I
it
mean,
ain't a
but
significant difference.
the quarterback play been exceptional so far this season. Though. So far, I mean, it's really tough to pass on the group. But Herbert, these last 2 games with Herbert put in, back to back against the Chiefs and the Raiders, he been looking
They look
very
good,
very
and
good.
then he got pieces. He got Eckler. who
Yeah, they
I
got
Yeah, you
think is
got
better.
Eckler.
Who and then he got I think Eckler. But you saying the Rays head to head quarterback? They write each other off. I don't think one is
no, no,
better
no,
than the
no.
other.
As
Come
of
on,
right
this
now,
season,
This season,
no,
Derek Carr is better than him.
but about not
Not by
that much.
far.
It's not significant.
No, it's not, but he's still better than him.
But we've already seen on a game-to-game basis, Herbert can just about outplay anybody. We've already seen that.
I agree. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Just gotta build
okay. So
consistency.
if you want to give quarterback to Derek Carr, fine, and then you got running back, I think Eckler. Then you got receivers. Chargers got the
Eckler,
better receivers.
if Jacobs isn't healthy, don't make it seem
Jacob,
like Josh Jacobs is a scrub now.
George Higgins better than Eckler.
That's but like you say, if the
I don't think he's
quarterbacks
better
right
than
themselves off, I think the running backs right themselves off because they just about even.
Okay, and
Now
then we
wide
know
receiver, I give the edge to Keenan Allen over Ruggs or whoever is the wide receiver
you
one.
got
Yeah.
Keenan Allen. I don't even think Allen is the wide receiver one no more. That Mike Williams been balling. Bro,
Stop it.
that dude's been
Bro,
balling.
He
This
playing
game
Mike
was
like
his only
Williams,
bad game.
Mike Williams is doing what Calvin Ridley did when Julio Jones is there. You eating because you wide receiver too. You're
I
not
don't
getting
think,
all the attention.
bro.
Let
If
Keenan
you
Allen come off that offense and
no,
watch him get shut down.
if you watch the games, this dude is being targeted red zone way more times than Allen. Like dude, like he is like the Cordell Patterson of the Chargers.
So
He's only see him in the red zone.
does that make him better than Keenan
No,
Allen?
but I mean quarterback,
Oh, okay.
wide
I wouldn't.
receiver. So
No,
that don't make him wide
he's
receiver
not
one.
better.
I guess if you want
More
to look at
touchdowns, more yards
if you want
on
to
a
look at
consistent
stats.
basis.
Now, the reason why he gets more yards is because they always giving him a go route. My thing is, if I gotta use my skill and footwork to dance and prance for slants and go and in and outs and stuff, and I gotta fight for my yards, and all you doing is running on a straight route, I expect you to have a more yards than me. But to
More
be
targets
honest,
too.
when it comes to
Yeah.
route running, when it comes to catching, when it comes to being a separate
We not
one
right.
wide receiver, Keenan Allen is that guy.
Clearly, but we're not talking just about we're
Yeah.
not talking about skill. Because like we just said, even with going back to the Odell and Landry discussion, Odell is clearly a better receiver than Landry skill wise. But is he wide receiver one? We
I
don't
don't
know.
know. He was
Say
better
skill wise
skill.
and talent wise.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
I say more talented than Landry.
Yeah, that's a tough cookie right there. Don't
You
do
don't
that.
think Odell more skill than Landry?
At this point, he got to show something.
Yeah,
You
I
got to
think
show
he
me
got
your
more
skill,
natural
bro. You
talent.
can't just be
He got
living
more
on
natural
hype.
talent.
You got to show me that skill.
But in any event, I think these two teams are definitely two of the top teams in the league. I think the Chargers could go ahead against anybody at this point.
And
I
Herbert
guess.
is extremely confident. He's extremely
Yeah,
confident.
that dude
Yeah.
playing like
You
he's
gotta
been in
have
the
that
league a little
now.
while.
That's what separates good from great. You gotta have
Yeah.
that confidence level of hey, this my team. I run in this show. Speaking of this my team and I run in this show, we now get to the game of the week. Boy, listen, like I said, I wish this game was more on Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas Day, something like that. But if you was a fan, if you was a fanboy or whatever, you're looking for stuff like Mahomes, them to just launch the ball down the field, and you don't know nothing about football, you would like, oh, yeah, it was this and that. If you really legit love football, you would know that this game was the game. You had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up to New England and having the hell of a time. Tom Brady couldn't even score. Tom Brady could not get the ball in the end zone as much as he threw the ball in the end zone. And like I told Mr. Graylin here, who predicted that, oh, the Patriots might just come in and lay down because, the Tampa Bay is so overpowering and they're so big and bossy.
I know.
Like,
I thought it would have been more because of the
Bill lays down
Brady
for
hype.
no man, bro.
Yeah.
Bill lays down for no man.
They let them prepared for that game. Though.
Well
And you
prepared.
could see
And I
both of them
what I-
really wanted to win that game.
what did I tell you when you said that? Didn't I tell you that he knows Tom Brady like the back of his hand because he played with Tom? Like even you saw it in the post game interview. The announcer asked it, not the announcer, what they call them, the press guy asked the same question I tell you they's gonna ask. He's like, "Oh, what was it like playing against Tom Brady?" And what Bill say? Bill say, man, I used to play against this play every day in practice for 20 years. Why would you ask me a stupid question like that? Don't make it seem like this the first time I see Tom Brady. But you could have seen the difference.
That was his
You never
response.
have to read
No,
it
he
to
said his response wasn't word for word, but his response was, I play against Tom Brady every day in practice. It's not the first time I played against Tom Brady. But the thing I told you is, you see what they did, what I told you they was going to do. Tom Brady, remember when I said this? Tom Brady loves to read players before he get to the line. Tom Brady wins players before he get to the line. What they did was, every single play I watch, they give you a different look of what they actually run. So almost every play, when they actually came to the line, to look like they're going to send all those blitz, the second he snapped the ball, they draw back in coverage.
Yeah.
The second you see fellas sitting back in coverage, looking like they ain't into nothing and looking like they're going to sit in coverage, Tom Brady saying, okay, cover two, cover two. All you see is 6 fellas coming at him. And I was like, bro, this is a very good. Keep in mind, they didn't have Gronk. I think Gronk would have changed the game because, of course, that's pretty security blanket. So don't matter what you send, he could just fling it up the Gronk and you can't guard that. Secondly, they didn't have Stephen Gilmore on the Patriots defense, but boy, I got to give credit to that Patriots defense. To hold our offense to what they held it to, that was good.
To shut Tom Brady out.
Yeah, really. they made Tampa Bay win that game on the ground. No doubt about it. They had to really win that game on the ground for them to even.
And sad to say,
in the game, actually,
Brady was one of the reasons I didn't win my fantasy week this year. Because this guy couldn't throw one touchdown. No. All I need is Brady to throw one touchdown. I lose by 6 points. Come on, bro. You couldn't give me that 6 points. One touchdown. You had 4 quarters, 60 minutes. Did everything cool. And let's not bypass now. And all this Brady, Belichick, defense, hype, and all this crap. Let's not forget that Mark Jones played a hell of a game. Mark Jones showed that he should be the rookie of the year because Mark Jones was whipping ball and putting it in fellas' chests.
Say 19 straight completions. Yeah, 19 straight.
Dog was going for the record. And guess what? Don't forget now, if you watch the game, this was in pouring rain. This was in hurricane. I don't know when they started having hurricane up in Boston, but the rain, it was raining from start to end. The ball was wet, and this play ball had more spiral than Tom Brady. Tom Brady was throwing them wobbly duck in there, and dog whistling these spiral. And I was like, wait, if you didn't believe in Mark Jones before, this was the game. Don't forget now. Tampa Bay has one of the best defense in the league. Secondly, the Patriots rush for -1 yard for the whole game. The whole game. Your running backs. How much running backs touch the ball? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 running backs touch the game. Well, 3 running backs and a wide receiver. 3 running backs touch the game. Touch the ball that game and went for -1 yards. And this man still put up 17 points. And a field goal in the rain that hit the side of the goal post was the deciding factor. Not Mark Jones throwing the ball away or some foolishness. It was literally 56 yard, I think, in pouring rain. Come on, bro. That was one of the best games of the season. And Mark Jones, boy, I must say. Give him, and
start off like shaky at first.
He started off shaky, of course. It's the nerves. That's the hype. Even Brady started off shaky at first. My thing is, the difference is why I really respect Mark Jones in this game. Look at the difference between pass catches. Even though Gronk wasn't there, Tom Brady still throwing to Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard, Leonard Fournette.
Right.
You know who friggin' Mark Jones throwing to? Nelson Aguilar. Jacoby Byers.
Clearly inferior roster.
Yeah, who this guy? N'Keal Harry just come back. His first week off injury. This is his first game of the season. N'Keal Harry, Brandon Bolden. Like, who are these guys? Kendrick Bourne. Like, these guys came from other teams, and even on their other teams, they wasn't wide receiver 1. These guys were wide receiver 2 and 3. When Aguilar was on the Eagles, he was never wide receiver 1. When Bourne was in other teams, these guys was never wide receiver 1. But Odell, even the interception with Mark Jones show, even though that goes down on Mark Jones, that bounce off of Aguilar hands
to
the defense.
It did. Yeah,
So it's
it did.
like, dog, base,
I
man.
mean,
If you want to talk about playing almost a perfect game, Mark Jones almost played a perfect game.
you have to give him that. Like I say, 19 straight completions. I think that's the most by a rookie quarterback in the last 30 years or something like that. So I mean, who was on the money? I mean, he threw for 275 yards, about 275, and like you say, with clearly inferior options compared to what Brady had. You wondered if the
Not just,
moment would have been too big for him, but he managed to step up. I got to give him credit.
and the thing is, him and Brady threw just about the same amount. Mark Jones threw the ball 40 times, and Brady threw the ball 43 times. But the difference is, Brady threw the ball 22 of 43. Mark Jones threw the ball 31 of 40, and they playing in the same weather. So my thing is, ain't no excuse that Brady this and Brady that. You throwing the better pass catches. You got better running backs. You are a running back. You are a running game. The Patriots rush for -1 yards. Leonard Fournette rushed for 91 yards by himself. Ronald Jones rushed for 20. Tom Brady rushed
Not
for
too
three
much.
yards. He rushed for more yards than the whole Patriots team. Tom Brady rushed for more yards than the whole Patriots team. And this still was a field goal game. That's why I say I love my team, boy. One thing I can say, even when we down,
Yeah, man.
it ain't like the Dolphins down. This ain't gonna be no blowout. This ain't gonna be no skunk. Even when the Patriots is not top tier team, just like I told you last season, we lost a lot of games within one score. This year, same thing. We losing close games, but I love my team because I can watch. I don't mind watching my team, even if they lose, if it's a fight. That's all I want my team to go
As
there.
long as it's competitive. Yeah,
Go
as
there
long
and
as it's
fight.
competitive, that's the most you want. And then,
But
like you
y'all
said,
Dolphin fans, y'all ain't got no shame, boy. Y'all
like
ain't
you,
got no shame.
like we said earlier in one of our other podcasts, you could see why the Patriots were so high on a guy like Mark Jones because he sort of fits what they trying to do, right? He ain't gonna get too crazy with the interceptions. You ain't gotta worry about him going crazy in the pocket. He will make sure the ball is on target to the receivers it's supposed to go to. He will have a high completion percentage. He will have low turnovers. At the end of the day, that's what Bill Belichick wants in a quarterback. And that's why I didn't work out with Cam, but hey, it worked out with Mark Jones. So you gotta. Now I don't know how successful they'll be this season as a result of that, but you know, it may be. What we
Boy,
got next?
like I say, I think that was it. That's the game of the week. That was a big thing. That was the biggest game. The storyline. Belichick, but one thing I can say, that's a cold-blooded man. Belichick walk up to Tom Brady,
I don't know what you
gave
was
a pat on,
expecting.
gave a pat on the shoulder, and the little head nod, say, "Boy, we can link, boy."
No, but I
I don't expect
honestly
nothing
though,
less from Belichick.
yeah, but I feel like it ain't. I mean, even Tom said it. The relationship ain't what you guys think it is. I think
Of
there's
course
talk,
not.
but
Come on, man. It's been 20 years, bro. And it's
yeah,
not like the media made it seem like they end on bad terms. My thing is, they end on respectful terms. You, at the end of the day, have to respect like people's decision. At the end of the day, you all choose not to re-sign Brady, or you all choose not to give him the bag, or you all choose not to build this great offense around him. And at the end of the day, he chose to go where he could get the bag. He chose to go where already built offense is already there. And he chose to go where you want to go. So it's like, I already give you all 6 rings. I give you all the most playoff victories I could. I give you all the most divisional championships and conference championships I could. Like, you will really be salty because I gone down South Beach, or not South Beach, but Tampa with another team. Like, come on, bro. That's being, even Belichick wouldn't stoop that low to be salty
Yeah,
about that.
I sure none of them sour about the way it ended. I sure all of them happy in terms of like what position they are, because like you say, with Belichick, he loves the challenge. He can come out and he can coach whoever. He can coach a little league football team and try to get in the way again. So Brady on a quest for more rings. You know what I mean? So I think it just was time for a split, and I think Sunday's game showed that both we was wondering before Sunday's game who would get most of the credit, right? Who would get most of the credit? Because if it was a blow one way or the other, we'd have said, well, hey, maybe this one is overrated, maybe that one is overrated. But I think Sunday's game showed that both of them really
Yeah,
have their
it
place in
didn't.
history.
It didn't give us the answer that we was looking for.
I ain't
Yeah,
say all that.
But what
I
it
think the
didn't. It
weather
didn't. Whatever answer
really
that you
saved Belichick a lot
right, but whatever answer that you already thought, you just stick with that. That
because
game
yeah, you just
didn't
stick with
help
that.
solidify.
Dog was trying now. Brady was throwing some end zone shots, and number one, like you got to look at it from a player's perspective. Number one, the ball wet. Number two, you wearing a helmet where your visibility is low, and then when you turn around, you got raindrops. You ever look up in the sky with raindrops coming in your eye? Without a helmet, it's hard to look up in the sky with raindrops coming down in your face. Imagine now a ball coming to you from 40 yards out, and you looking up in the sky and you seeing barely you could see the ball and a bunch of rain splashing in your eye. I believe on a sunny day, Brady would have touched them, but in those conditions, he tried, but it just wasn't to be. Like you saw a couple passes with Antonio Brown, he caught one in the end zone, and then it dropped and slide out of bounds. Like it just wasn't that type of day. And then on top of that, when the field wet like that, guys ain't going all out. You could have seen certain plays with Mike Evans, like he coming across the middle. When he catch the ball, he going down to the ground because he don't want to, number one, take that big hit, and secondly, in that type of weather, you don't want to take that
Pull
big hit
something
on that bad turf. The
or
second, you
slip
imagine
and pull
taking a
something.
hit and slipping and falling, but you that's your career right there. So, like you say, with this game, I hope they get another crack at it. Um, I don't know if the schedule would allow them to play next year. I
before
think it
yet for
should,
that.
but um, if miraculously it be in the Super Bowl, now that's it. That would
Ravens to
crash. I
Ravens to
think
the
I'm glad to
roof.
say,
NBC was
glad to say
crashing on Sunday.
miraculously.
You know. When I was trying to watch the game on TV, it legit was off air for a little while because I think they couldn't handle the amount of views. What were the numbers on that? We got to get the numbers on that because I feel like
Yeah, we
that
got
That's
that
interesting.
was highly anticipated
made up
and
for that shit.
highly watched. This boy from start to finish,
It
people were
was
tuning
it
in.
was anticipated definitely to be the most uh watched game of all time. But I don't know the exact numbers. So.
It was a good head-to-head matchup,
Yeah.
and two star-studded teams, two storyline teams. Um, Speaking about that, segueing over now, we get all our football a little bit more. Let's segue quickly into basketball. Talk about rivalries where in preseason we had the Lakers playing the Nets, which is everybody's pick, I guess, to be the NBA Finals. Um, I don't know if you guys caught the game, but how do you feel about
I
them
didn't.
matching up in the preseason?
I
I
mean,
didn't
well,
catch.
most of the players sat out, so it wasn't really. I mean, there's a good chance to say, I guess, to see some of the young guys. I watched some of it, not a lot, but because I was football Sunday group, so. But there's a good chance to see some of the young guys, I guess, coming down to between them two teams. The others to play a big role, I think. You know what I mean? Because they so stacked heavily at the top. But do y'all? Are y'all feeling confident? I know we have Braun, Russ, and AD suit up, but are y'all feeling confident that uh, that will actually be the finals matchup between them two?
Um,
I think it's expected, but I meant in the NBA things rarely go as expected. In the sports in general, things rarely go as expected. I think something's gonna happen, and I'm talking injury. I just think something's gonna happen where one of those teams are gonna be upset, and I leaning more towards the Lakers being upset than the Nets.
oh, of course not.
I think
Um, there's nothing in it's come on now. The only thing we could upset the Lakers is health. Don't forget you got glass bottle Davis there, um, who can't stay healthy for no reason. Also, you got guys like LeBron James who never had a real injury in his career, but you see when he gets normal injuries, he obviously stretches it out because he's I don't know For someone who takes so much pride in his body, he gets a groin injury, missed basically the rest of the season.
Because I think that helps with his
Load management.
longevity. Just him just taking everything serious and being
Load management.
overcautious.
Last time he get an ankle sprain, and I was like, okay, I mean, ankle sprain, a normal basketball player be out like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Dog almost retire because he get an ankle sprain. So it's like,
You gotta remember,
but
dude getting old, but
one and then two,
take a little longer.
Injuries compound when you play on them. Like why if he got a championship chance, he would have played on that injury. But you see in the playoffs, if you see him get injured in the if you see him get injured in the playoffs, he's gonna play on. But if you're talking regular season injury, nah. Okay, timetable is 2 weeks. I'll take 4 weeks.
Regular season is what impacts your playoffs because now you have worse seeding. You play in better teams at the beginning. There's a reason why they had to get their head punch off from the Suns. We was the 7th seed. We had to play in a play-in game to get in the playoff game.
Right. And I, as a Suns fan, I can tell you, we had no answer for 80. Without 80 going down, Lakers was in the championship, but they win. I don't know. But Lakers was in the championship if 80 didn't.
They wasn't gonna win.
That's what I say. Of course, he's gonna win. Who's gonna play Giannis? Come on, man. Let's
he's gonna march right up.
Of course,
he's march right now.
Just gonna watch the regular season show.
As the thing though, I agree to your point. I don't feel confident that either of them are sure championship loss, right? And here's why. So the Xperts point, you talk about health, right? LeBron is old. Oh, LeBron is like 37. There's always a chance he could go down to injury. Like people don't want to hear it, and I'm trying to wish injury on dude. But time is undefeated, especially in basketball. Sometimes it catches up with you. I mean, it will catch up with you, but you just don't know when, right? We know Anthony Davis made the playoffs. That's self-explanatory, right? But on court, I still skeptical of that Russ LeBron fit because I told them like the ball in their hands. So I skeptical of that, right? And then on Brooklyn side, I just see a report today where they say Kyrie isn't vaccinated. So right now he's not allowed to practice or he's not allowed for home games. And the Nets say they have no inclination when he will ever get vaccinated, if he will ever get vaccinated. So
I thought they said they don't know his vaccination. They're unsure of his vaccination status.
They haven't received any update, which means as of now, and he didn't come to practice today. So
they don't know.
Which means practice. Yeah, they probably ain't. Right? So
practice.
They have no idea whether or not he will get vaccinated at all. So that could throw it. I mean, I think they could still be a 4th or 5th seed without Kyrie, maybe a 3rd, 4th seed without Kyrie any which way, because their team is so good. But I mean, any little slip. I
don't see them falling out of the top 3 even without Kyrie. Because don't forget, one of the top teams every year who just a playoff team is Philadelphia. If you see Simmons don't play, Philadelphia dropping out the top 3. So you only have basically Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and the 3rd team would probably be the Miami Heat now that Kyle Lowry and them young guys are there. So I still don't see them dropping out the top 3 even if Kyrie don't play. Kyrie's main thing is getting to the playoffs.
But the thing is, you saying Sixers may fall, but we don't know who Sixers is going to replace Simmons with. So if they get a central replacement, that's still a playoff team.
The season about the soon start. Who you finding replacing with? It's the reason why you can have this stranglehold on your
Indiana.
Who's out there?
Indiana has been in trade talks.
But I Indiana in trade talks, but it depends on what they want to trade for.
They only mentioned one player in the trade package, and that was Harris LeVert.
What you giving them? You giving them all your draft picks till 2038. Because you don't have the star power.
You don't need the star power because Philly has to get rid of Ben. So Philly is going to lose this trade no matter what.
Ben just said they just said today that Ben is going to now show up because
he's thinking about
looking financial. That don't means I come into play. You ain't watch Ben in LSU. Ben, I could say, is one of them light-skinned fellas who got the heart of stone. I could see Ben showing up to the game, probably even warming up by himself and sitting right on the edge of that bench, and coach would say, hey, get in there. And Ben would turn his head and order some nachos and say, hey, big brother, give me a Diet Coke. Like, my job is to show up to the game.
I don't understand why Ben don't just get a fake doctor's note. Niggas been doing it for years. Just show up at camp and be injured. Like they've been doing it for years. That's what Andy Davis did when he tried to get out of New Orleans.
Well, that
He
is,
just said, "Boy, I injured. I ain't playing no more." As soon as he get to LA, that boy jumping up and down, running up and down. He ain't nothing happen.
Hey, Buster I didn't come looking like he was 30 pounds overweight. But when he got traded to the Nets, nigga
He
was
in
slim
shape.
and
He
in
got his
shape.
suicide. So wait, I don't understand how he just didn't do that. I don't know why he played so hard and doing all that extra stuff. I guess he really want made them play, but I mean he just could do that. But this situation with Philly with Ben, like you say, gee, I agree with you. In a way, Philly win this trade no more. So right now it's just about getting something decent to try build some chemistry so you could actually have some sort of run in the play.
Yeah.
As winning this trade, that the time ain't going for that. You can't win this trade.
No.
Not
I don't know
unless
that. So
game
okay.
Arsenal Portland.
so
That's what it is.
okay, back to low point. Let's say, but okay, let's just say Philly don't make it. For the Nets, I feel like the Nets is a more of a shoe in than the Lakers, to be honest. But for the Nets,
Without Kyrie?
No, not without Kyrie. No.
All right.
But okay, even if they make playoffs though without Kyrie, you still got the issue of home games. He cannot play home games, and the issue is magnified now in the playoffs because you got 7 games. You got home court advantage, so 4 of your 7 games are at home. Kyrie missing. That ain't gonna work.
Right.
He can come around.
He will. He have to. Just he don't
I
have
mean,
a choice.
you have to. At the end of the day, you don't really have a choice. I mean,
And
put it like this: if anyone willing to hold out, it'd probably be Kyrie.
yeah, I mean it's
Okay,
expected, right? Like
yeah,
like if you wasn't paying attention to the NBA and they tell you Kyrie holding out because he don't take the vaccine, you'd be like, oh, okay. Typical
that
news.
makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think I mean I don't like to speak on players' beliefs, but and what I keep telling people, like your beliefs is your beliefs, but at some point, what you willing to sacrifice for your beliefs, bro? Like,
Exactly.
we ain't
Same
even
thing with
talking,
Wiggins them. Don't give me no long story like
right?
you so committed. And then the
And
second I apply a little pressure, you be like, oh well, I mean I was only clowning, man.
no,
Like,
but see, Wiggins, no, even with Wiggins, like what choice do you have? What are you gonna sacrifice? You're gonna sacrifice half your paycheck. You're an NBA player. That means you have a wife and you have a family who don't work. So you're sacrificing your livelihood. You're sacrificing the support for your family. You're sacrificing everything you've ever worked for. Because these NBA players, 450 out of 1 billion. Don't know how much people trying to
Yeah.
make the NBA around the world.
Mhm.
For you to work as hard as you did from how when they start playing, age 3, age 4, straight up to now, everything you've done was to get yourself ready and prepare for the NBA. Now you here and you about to get that all up. Right? When you put that in perspective, I don't think it's worth the sacrifice. I mean,
Like,
I could be wrong.
right. Like I tell someone before, I told someone this about the same situation. See, these people is be pocket watching, right? Is watching how much money you make, and they say, "Oh, this one getting paid 25 million a year. He's straight. He got all type of money. I don't care who you is. No one will make half their salary.
No.
I don't care how much money you make. If your boss come to you and tell you you only making half of that this year, you can say, "Wait, why?" I don't care how much money it is. You say, "Then."
Yeah.
So Wiggins, his salary around 30 million. He'd be making 15. Some people be like, "That's still a lot of money. He shouldn't complain." That's a lot of money you're missing out on. And like you say, when you got people depending on you, when you already built a lifestyle for your own or for that salary, it's difficult to walk away from that for what may seem like a minuscule reason. So
Right. Like you know,
they
you're not
apply that
even
pressure them.
now
You
keep
get
in
enough.
mind now, Kyrie is a very religious person, so it may not be a small reason to him. Now,
That's what I say.
like in our side, like my thing is, okay, bro, it's a little short. Come on, like hold your head. 99 or 95 or 98% of the NBA is vaccinated. You won't see them dropping down there. Like we done past that phase of fear or oh, let's see what happens. Like, come on, bro. Like,
be in a space of realization, and like you said, given Kyrie's motivation, his perspective is a bit different. But to me, you don't win all the battles. I was one question everything too at some point, but you can't win every battle.
It's the
And I
same thing
feel
too,
like
like we said with football. Like, don't forget too, like they have a championship window. Number one, they ain't even re-signed Kyrie yet. So my thing is, big brother,
Right?
if I see you inside talking about you want to take the shot, hold them contract talks. Because what I trying to give you more money for, and you don't even want to play the games that no. You know what I would do? If I was the Nets right now, I think they already signed. Did they sign not Harden? I think they signed Durant already to the
KD's
Nuggets.
yeah,
extension. Yeah, KD
Harden ain't
extension.
Yeah,
signed yet.
I would
Harden
give
ain't
Harden the
signed yet.
bag right now and let Kyrie mouth water. And all he can see is by Harden fluffing through with all that bump. And all he can say is, oh, so when we can wake up, Mike, yo, what? You take that shot yet? All right, cool. You can't even come in the building to sign the contract. So hold your head, bro.
Wait, and the thing is,
Like I say,
you can't really blame because the question is, okay, can they trade Kyrie? Because remember, KD, it's been said, reported that KD stopping any trade talks with Kyrie, but at this point, this over the team head. This ain't the team's rule saying you can't come in the arena. This is state rule. The team can't even
yeah,
help you if they wanted to.
And it's more than
yep.
home games because at the end of the day, different states have this. So he can't play
In
Brooklyn games. He
right, so
can't
it's
play games against the Knicks. He
Yeah, you
can't
can't
play
play no
games
games
against
against
the
games
them.
against San
Lakers.
Francisco,
He can't play games against the
the
Clippers.
Warriors.
He can't play games against the Warriors. He can't even play against the Kings. So that's about almost 60% of the league now. 60% of your, is more than half the games now. It's more like 60 to 70% of your games now
Yeah.
you're gonna miss. On the other games that you're gonna play, you're gonna be a liability. Because at the end of the day, I think they have things in place that okay, if you have COVID but you vaccinated, you only miss 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
If you not vaccinated, you got to be out for like 2 weeks, like 10 days or 14 days.
Yeah.
So you ain't just missing the 30, 40 or 50 games you supposed to miss. If you miss and catch COVID and have some symptoms now, you about to miss 2 weeks, which could add another 10 games onto your miss list. By the end of the day, you like you say, like it ain't making no sense. And then
Yeah,
Dude,
to be
this
to
kid
be
insane.
petty, first round you could have the next. Suppose you have the next first round.
That's it.
That's home and away games in New
yeah,
York.
they get matched
Come
right
on,
now.
bro.
Yeah, but Carrie has always been a very sensitive person. I can't say. I mean, the whole thing with Schroeder, what that was 2 seasons ago, or that was last season. The
Yeah, that's like
With
last
who?
thing
season. No,
With
that's
who?
with
two
Schroeder,
seasons. Schroeder.
when him and Schroeder had the dust up, when Schroeder called him
And
the N word. I mean, now obviously
when he
not in a
started missing games.
disrespectful way, like in a what these call each other. But
Yeah, don't
I mean,
forget now.
bro, listen, even going
Kyrie is them type of
right,
OJ type players, you know. I'm
No,
but
not a
but
knock on OJ,
but
even
but
but
going
but
it's
but,
back,
another
but
side of the
even
fence.
they put up an old video where Kyrie said that saying they can suffer. They put up an old video where they saying that the summer. So I'm like, wait, what is your problem? Like
what you trying
Kyrie,
to prove? Yeah,
yeah. So my thing with Kyrie is this: I like what he does for the community. I think he does like a lot of stuff for the community and stuff like that. I think he's a cool dude. I mean, as a player, obviously he's phenomenal. But it's like some dudes want to have their cake and eat it too. I hate that phrase, by the way, but you understand what I come from. Some
Yeah,
dudes want it all, right? And they don't
you can't
understand
do
that
that
when
in
you operate
another
in
man's
society,
system, though.
exactly. When you operate in society, you can't have it all, right? You have to pick and choose because you ain't right. You
Exactly.
know, some people believe there's king of everything. They get to control this and get to control that. So
hmm
Kyrie saying that I want to miss games because I feel like missing games, but I still want to get paid for it,
No,
right.
right?
can't win
See,
that.
That's
and let's be real. If Kyrie never teamed up with LeBron and never won any championships, would he be doing this right now in the stage
Kyrie
of his
didn't
career?
team up with LeBron. LeBron came back home to team up with Kyrie.
It doesn't
Stop trying
matter.
to change.
LeBron
Stop trying to
didn't. Hold
change
on.
the narrative.
Firstly, there is no
Don't change
narrative
the
there. The
narrative there.
intent wasn't for there to be a narrative.
Yeah, but
Secondly,
don't say if
LeBron
Kyrie
didn't
teamed
go
up with
there to
LeBron.
team up with Kyrie. Don't make it seem like LeBron was like, I want to team up with Kyrie. LeBron just went back home. But my point is, Kyrie never played with LeBron
he
and
saw
won
Kyrie as a viable
championships.
running mate, though.
He
Saw
know
Kyrie as
who
a
As,
he's
good running
getting
mate.
back to because he
as
said
he
when he's
did
going
Kevin
back
Love.
home, he was like, "Hey, I now have a superstar in Cleveland that I
Yeah,
can
I
play
mean, he
along
said
with.
that. He said that
You know,
about the
And he
little.
also said that I'm not even going back home unless I could get Kevin Love to come with me.
But he also said
yeah.
that about Napier, and look what he did to Napier
Who?
when he drafted Napier. The
But you
point
better
guard out of
stop, yo.
UConn, who they draft from Miami. I mean,
Napier
of
was
course he
never
could
Napier is
good.
big
the
up.
best point
Of
guard in
course
the
he could
draft.
big up the players who he gonna play with. But I don't want
Napier
you to
was
think for
never
1
good.
second he went there for Kyrie. But anyway, my point was, if Kyrie wasn't, career didn't explode after winning those championships, if he was just a regular player like Andrew Wiggins, would he be saying or trying to take the stance that he's taking now?
Why are you saying explode like Kyrie wasn't a good player before?
No,
Kyrie was carrying the
I don't know.
team to lottery
I
picks
don't agree
after
with that.
lottery pick.
Yeah, but
I
that
don't agree with
ain't
that, Grenade.
like
I
Kyrie
think
Irving still was a bona fide
yeah,
all star,
he's
still
all
a
star.
bona
He's
fide
all
star.
star
He
player.
was number one pick. Don't make it
Yeah.
seem like
He was the number one pick.
Don't make it seem like he was what your boy is in Miami. What's your boy name? The point guard who was trash
Lowry?
before.
Run right over.
No, it's cool. The one who run on with LeBron and tell him say stop being
Chalmers.
a gal.
That's
You
Chalmers.
start
That's
a team.
Chalmers.
Chalmers, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make it seem like he is Chalmers. Like before
No,
he
he wasn't a
come,
Chalmers, but
he was nothing, and then when LeBron leave, he was nothing again. Obviously,
But he
we're here
wasn't.
today still talking about Kyrie, so he is
But
a
Kyrie,
superstar without
but
LeBron.
he was not a superstar before LeBron, was he?
What?
Kyrie was a superstar
He
before
was a he
LeBron.
was a he was a star level player before LeBron. Yeah, he was an all star. He's an all star
Was he a
before LeBron.
superstar? There's a lot of all stars. Was he a superstar? I mean, Mo Williams was all star. Was he a
No,
superstar?
no. Okay.
Okay. At that point in
Get
time,
disrespectful like
you
that.
could name.
Grenade.
Hold on, this place say Mo Williams. This place say
Mo
Mo
Williams.
Williams.
Mo Williams
You
wasn't all
get
star. So
disrespectful.
Exactly.
I'm
That's why you
saying.
can't put
No.
Kyrie on his level.
You get
So
disrespectful,
don't
Grenade.
use that title to tell me that he held weight in the league, because
And that's why I say he
anybody
was
who's
a
an all star.
superstar.
Kyrie
Okay,
was a superstar.
in the East at that time, name me
context.
5 better point guards than Kyrie in the East.
Kyrie
Don't forget.
team was going in the lottery.
I say
every
5
year.
better players than Kyrie.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I gotta look up some stats for you. I gotta look up some stats because you
Kyrie was a
started
superstar
getting
before LeBron. Come on, man.
I'm not saying he's a superstar, but don't forget.
Wait, give me
talking about a
5 better
dude
point guards.
who made multiple All-Star teams probably before he was like 24 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was well on his way to being a very, very high-level guard in the NBA. LeBron did not change that. LeBron gave him a bigger stage to produce, but LeBron he was well on his way to being a star.
I think LeBron made Kyrie a superstar.
What?
I think Kyrie was an all-star before LeBron.
How? By sitting in the corner and giving him the ball and telling him to take the last shot because he's too scary.
Oh, come on.
That's what make
Don't
him a
even make it
superstar?
seem like LeBron had no effect on Kyrie.
He's a
at all.
superstar.
I asked a
talent.
question. How
what
can
Fox
you
is
make
saying
him a
in the comments?
superstar?
He's a superstar talent. Superstar talent. He was always a superstar talent. Now, putting the whole package together, maybe not. In terms of leadership, winning, stuff like that, maybe
Yeah,
What was
that
the
ain't-
difference?
he was always a
Danny
superstar
Job.
talent.
And what got him there?
What got him there? When he
LeBron-
became the
LeBron
leader
got
or
him
the whatever. When
Kyrie's a
when is
superstar
Kyrie?
got him
now.
there.
No, we said leader.
Okay, every
You think he's a
don't
superstar
be
now?
leader. Kyrie's a superstar
My
now.
opinion
I
on
think so.
Kyrie, my opinion on Kyrie ain't never changed. I think he's a superstar talent still. He has always been a superstar talent, right? Who's the worst player out of the big three in Brooklyn?
Kyrie.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that's always been my opinion.
You say
Who's the worst player?
the worst player with the top 5 guys in the league? Like that makes sense.
Okay,
He's
but
the
the other
worst
two are
player over
superstars.
Kevin Durant, who was number 1 in the world, and James Harden
The
was
other two are
probably number
superstars, though.
4. Oh my God.
Okay, let's
he's
define
not a
define
superstar.
See, now defining superstar.
Let's define superstar.
That-
I think
No, see,
Defining
now,
superstar is even more of a tough task than determining
not.
that Kyrie's a superstar. That's not.
it's not, because at the end of the day, y'all decide superstars at winning. You don't have to be winning to be a superstar. You know? Tracy McGrady then was toting cut up in Orlando,
Right.
and Tracy McGrady was by far, and I was a Kobe fan. Tracy McGrady was by far the best player in the league at that time in
At a certain
2002,
point, yeah.
and I was
So-
at a
like,
certain point.
You don't have to win to be a superstar. You don't.
so why is Kyrie not a superstar?
But
Because
Kyrie
you
was
said
not a super.
he was
but
carrying
not
the
a
team
super-
to lottery picks.
Kyrie was not a superstar in Cleveland. Kyrie wasn't that guy in Cleveland.
Who was that guy?
He
in
was
Cleveland?
not. Nobody.
Oh
Cleveland
my
wasn't
God.
going
So
nowhere.
we define a superstar by
You gotta
selling out
stop.
arenas. If you define a superstar by selling out arenas, then Kyrie probably fits that bill.
Okay, I got a perfect comparison to you. Trey Young, is he a superstar?
Not right now.
And Trey
He
Young
getting
is
there.
doing more for Atlanta than Kyrie did for Cleveland, and he's not even a superstar right now.
Oh my God.
He getting
What
there.
are you doing? What
Am I
more? What
wrong?
more are you doing for
Trey
Atlanta?
Young in Atlanta right now is has a better effect, has more of an effect than Kyrie had in Cleveland. Kyrie
Okay.
was
See,
an
the thing
elite
is,
scorer.
You
the thing
need
is,
to
Lou.
you need to show me Cleveland roster and show me Atlanta roster and make it make
Just
sense
get
that
good.
it's Trey
Atlanta,
Young.
It
Atlanta
never
just
been
get
equal.
good
It never
players.
be
Come
equal.
on.
Exactly. That's
It
why
never
Trey
be
Young
equal.
just get good.
Wow.
Yeah, it never be equal. And then Atlanta didn't even have no All-Stars last year, including Trae Young. So you could, I mean,
And
Can't
Kyrie
even
was
make
they was
and
can't
they
even
was
make
Kyrie
better
it.
than the
was an
team.
all-star. And look,
Exactly.
and Atlanta just gone and was
So Kyrie on the
busting the
decline
Bucks
now is
before
still better than Trey Young.
no. Atlanta was just busting the Bucks before Trae Young went down. They probably would have been in the championship
Should
if
have
Trae
been,
Young
but
didn't go down.
Yeah, they
yeah.
wouldn't
Kyrie
have been no
never
champion.
made it that far in Cleveland.
They
But
wouldn't have
Kyrie
been
was
no
there.
champion.
If they was about to beat the Bucks before Trae went down,
Giannis
But
was
if
down too.
yeah.
Kyrie
But
was
Giannis
if
was
Trae
down
there,
didn't
too.
go, my
if
point
Kyrie
is,
was there, they would have never been playing the Bucks
if Kyrie was in Atlanta,
in Brooklyn. They would never been playing the Bucks because the Bucks would have never beat
okay,
Brooklyn.
you can't talk
Don't
about
forget Kyrie
the
and Harden
three-headed.
was out.
Yeah, but you can't talk about the three superstars. A team with three superstars. You're talking about
Oh,
Trey is
I know
leading.
one thing. Kyrie
Trey
would have
leading
threw that
Atlanta.
right up head to head.
No, head to head. Kyrie better
That's
than
what.
Trey. I ain't even trying to say Trey as good
So
as
that's
Kyrie.
my point. Like he's a
No,
superstar because he's better than you.
he's a superstar now. But I'm saying in Kyrie's early years in Cleveland, he was not a superstar.
He's a young
His
player. He's finding his way in the league.
okay, I agree with that. That's
You
not a
He's
knock
realize
on
finding his
that
way
Trey.
in the league.
you realize that
That's
Kyrie's still younger than us.
yes, but that's not a knock
I
on
mean, a lot of
Kyrie.
niggas younger than us.
That's
He
not a
old.
knock on Kyrie.
Hold
I'm
on
just
now,
saying he
now.
wasn't there yet. And
Younger
like
than
Boss
you
can
all.
say,
I see.
if
I
Kyrie,
look at Kyrie Brady now. Kyrie older than me. He's
if
younger than
Kyrie
y'all
was,
niggas.
but if Kyrie,
He ain't great. He ain't older than me.
if Kyrie was a
He's younger than y'all
superstar
niggas.
in Cleveland, then Cal is a superstar.
Who?
I saw the
Carl
comment with
Anthony
Boston,
Towns.
mate, and I acknowledge that. I saw the comment and
What?
I acknowledge.
Wait, what are y'all talking
That's
about, Kyrie?
But you know what a
I acknowledge.
superstar is? A superstar to me is someone who could dominate their matchup. Win, lose, or draw, I could dominate my matchup. Carl
The-
Anthony Towns, does you see Carl Anthony Towns go off on anybody?
That's
He is
his point.
consistent. He'll give you 20 and 10.
hmm
But
But
you
a
ever see
superstar
Carl
to me
Anthony
is
Towns
someone
go
who
on
could
for
dominate the entire.
45?
Okay, you mean
Not
dominate
the
the
whole
entire
team now.
team, not
No.
just your matchup?
I mean, you can't. How you gonna
No,
dominate the whole team?
a star to me is you come in the build and your play style can win, can take over games.
Control
That's a
right,
superstar.
control the whole game.
Win
Your
or
play
lose.
style can
Win or
dictate
lose.
an entire game. That's a
Right.
superstar to me. So
I agree with
Kyrie,
that.
if we go to that definition, yes, Kyrie is a superstar because Kyrie play style and he come in, and he ain't just him getting empty stats sometimes. Sometimes he
But
look
hold on, given that definition, was Kyrie a superstar before LeBron?
no. He was a young
Thank
player trying to find his way. He's a young
Thank
player trying to find his way.
That's my
Right?
only point.
Not all players are created equal, right? So we look at Luca now. Luca's a superstar, right?
Mhm.
We look at Trey. Trey is getting to that level.
Yeah, I mean,
Kyrie right now, yes.
Wait,
Kyrie,
why?
you drop Kyrie
Why
in the
does this
game.
guy say superstars carry the team? Like how? Like just your job as a superstar is not to carry your team. Your job as a superstar is to make play. Okay, so
Right.
that means
mean-
like okay, at no point in time
I-
that means DeMarcus Cousins was never a freaking superstar.
carry your team where, I guess, is the question. Right?
Exactly. You
I-
can't
I-
say
and I-
because my team. That means Draymond is a superstar. Then.
Right. That's very.
Yeah.
Exactly. Doggo was choked.
Yeah.
That's very vague. If you're a superstar, carry your team. Like you say, Tracy was a superstar, and Tracy never even make it past first round, and he was a superstar.
Exactly.
Right. So I agree with Loaf in that sense. Superstar don't have to carry your team far, right? But a superstar like Sanse has to. He could his input on the game is clearly noted. Like he ain't just an elite scorer like Bradley Beal. I don't even think Bradley Beal is a superstar. Bradley Beal
He's an
he's an amazing scorer. No one could
He's an
stop
amazing
him.
player. Yeah.
Yeah, he
But the defense coming and saying, let Bradley be a score. You know what? I'm score the points, I'm sure the boy. You know, think we can win the game after the game. That's a very talented all-star level player. A superstar is, wait, this boy coming in the gym. If this nigga come down and hit 3 straight threes, we got to trap him and get the ball in his hands. So Dame is a superstar, right? Russ Prime, Russ is a superstar, right? They saying this boy gonna get all the rebounds.
He going a superstar no more.
I still think Russ is a superstar, son. I still think
in terms of what?
A lot of people don't like his game, but guess what? You're talking about superstars, one who has a great impact on the game. Who has a greater impact on the game than Russ? That dude does every single thing. He has his hand in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, that's because he must be letting them get the rebounds. He ain't playing
Stop it now. Stop it. Every team.
Russ is a superstar. Russ is a superstar. He's a superstar.
He is.
I think. Okay, but the thing with Russ is this. When we look at takeover games, we usually think of dudes who can take over games with their scoring ability, right? I'm not saying it's fair, but that's just what it is, right? So with Russ, because Russ he's a good scorer. He's not a great scorer. I think sometimes that's how they look. He's looked down upon in that category a little bit. But you're right. He does take over games with his all-around ability. Now, would he do it with LeBron and the team? That'd be interesting to see.
The Lakers is the most interesting team this year. I ain't gonna lie.
It's the most interesting team.
They should get 40 games national televised. Like that.
It's the most interesting team by far. I really want to see how it could work. You know what I mean? Because
I'm more curious to see how them pieces go work together.
Yeah, because even with curious to see it in the playoffs. I think regular season, they could be a fast break, high. Because don't forget now, Anthony Davis runs the floor very well. Dwight Howard runs the floor very well, and Westbrook is getting the ball off the rim and be down court in like 3 seconds. That's feel like because exactly because
you don't got LeBron ain't running behind you, Melo ain't running behind you.
Yeah, but LeBron them are what you call break starters. Like LeBron them could get the ball and throw full
and
court.
Launch it. Yeah, right.
Passes to AD and throw full ball passes to whoever out on the break. Guys like Melo will love the cherry pick. That don't play no D. But I feel like half court they have struggles because, like you say, when it comes to the playoffs and teams slow you down, who can bring up the ball? Number two, when the media start getting involved, the media people like to say, "Oh, these guys are unfazed. They're superstars. They're in a different realm. We don't care what the media say." All right then. Tell Russell Westbrook he can't shoot. All of a sudden, them little weird little mid-range jumpers, he want to shoot 20 of them again to prove, he consistent. Big man, if you think Dwight Howard them just come here to box out for your rocks, you got another thing coming.
And that would be a big thing because for Westbrook never really had to adjust his game at all. No. And he will have to adjust his game with his team.
Like, he had to one time. And that was when he went to Houston, and he didn't, and it didn't work.
And I failed, and it failed and didn't work. Yeah. So now, and exactly, and as soon as it didn't work, he was out of there. He's like, "But I don't want to do this no more. I want to go back to being me." Right. So it could be interesting how this could work because LeBron need the ball in his arms, and Russ, but he need that like water. He definitely need the ball in his arms. Right. So it could be interesting to see how it works. Like you say, it's an interesting team. Like Xperts say, I'm more interested come playoff time because you got to play or treat them together. And Russ can't shoot, but he will shoot plenty. Yeah. So we can see how it works. Like you say,
I could see him being teamed, like you said during the season. But when that dude start losing, everybody they start panicking. I think in the playoffs, on a bad game, Russ could just start saying, "But you know what?" Because he's the ultimate competitor. So he ain't about to sit down there and stay in control and let the game go haywire. He could say, "F this, let me do what I got to do."
The reason why I feel Russ, Pascal just said, the reason why I feel Russ ain't hurt me here too much is because if we know one superstar who could defer, if we know one fellow who could lay down, it could be that Bronny Braun. If you see Russ come down, if you see it's a 1-point game, and they say, "But you think you take the last shot?" But LeBron get him behind the ball and walk hard to that corner.
Yeah,
he almost in the locker
room. You want Russ taking it?
I don't care if Russ 0 for 13.
He didn't give it to Russ.
You know who will shoot that last
You
shot.
want-
Give it to Russ.
No.
I watched this man throw the ball to Booby Gibson.
Yeah, Gooby Gibson's a shooter. The
Stop
thing
it.
is, you could tell me LeBron don't try to score in crunch time, maybe, but he
I
is
said
still
crunch
the
time.
decision.
I said last shot.
But he is still the
Right.
decision maker, though. He's at LeBron's hand. He's a
Who?
decision maker. LeBron will
Yeah.
not make a decision for Russ to shoot the ball for the game.
You
That
crazy?
should never happen.
I watched who
No,
went the
not
game winner in the playoffs when they win the championship?
Which
I don't know.
championship is it?
Anthony Davis. You forget the one when Anthony Davis
Oh,
when he's
Anthony
playing when he's
Yeah,
playing.
no,
then-
Anthony Davis is the best player on the team. You don't give it to him.
So you let your 6'11" power forward take a fadeaway 3-pointer because
Davis is
LeBron
the-
don't want the last shot?
Anthony Davis is a better shooter than LeBron.
No, but
Oh
no,
my
but no,
God.
you're missing the point. He's going to give the ball to a better option. Kyrie was a better option down the stretch.
He's a better option in the paint. Why would you give your ball to Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis is a
Kyrie's a better
shooter.
option down the stretch. Anthony Davis is a better scorer. Anthony Davis is LeBron. Kyrie's a better scorer down the stretch than LeBron.
Boy, one thing I
Russ
could
is
say,
not a better scorer at
for
any
someone
point in
who
the game.
people is called the GOAT, it's sure plenty niggas who better than him that y'all saying, boy. It's
No,
plenty better
no.
scorers, better passes, better.
Everybody-
Just a
everybody-
better option. How could this guy be a
Scorer.
better
Scorer.
option than you?
Sit there
And
and
you
count
supposed
like-
to be the GOAT.
You really sit there and count like Jordan never.
What
bought.
option
I
was-
don't understand this.
No.
but he
Hold
can't-
on. Hold on.
he kick it out
Hold
to
on.
the shooter?
No. Don't get me wrong, Greeland. It ain't the fact. Don't make it seem like LeBron passed this ball to Anthony Davis. Don't make it seem like LeBron passed the ball to Kyrie Irving. LeBron gave Kyrie Irving the ball from the inbound, and I watched this boy jog slowly to the corner. This ain't
You talking about the
Jordan
shot? You talking about the shot against Golden State?
Yeah.
So LeBron wasn't shooting 2-3 times before that. No, that
And
possession.
what happened?
So my point. So it ain't like he didn't take the shots. He took them. He missed. They came back down. He missed again. So they came back down and he paused. Like you could just keep shooting. If LeBron didn't have the playmaker mentality, you know, he would have been Russell Westbrook.
No.
You missing and you can keep shooting. Instead of making the right basketball play, LeBron is taught to make the
So you
right
trying to
basketball
say-
play.
Russell
And that has
Westbrook-
gotten him.
So Russell Westbrook, who averaged more than him assist wise, and who had far less talented teams than LeBron. You saying, oh, he is less of a player because what?
LeBron is a better playmaker than Westbrook.
You saying he's a better playmaker? But
Westbrook
it's
is
almost
But he see assists.
yeah, but okay, that's making a play. My thing is, you should pass when you see assist. When should you pass? When you
That's
don't
the
see
only time
assist?
he's back. That's the
When-
only time
when-
he's back.
No,
when else
you
should
gotta
I
pass.
pass?
You gotta pass
If
more
you
than
shoot the
that.
ball
These
right
plays.
away, you can say, "Come, give me a back, give me a back."
Yeah, give me it back. You don't know what to do with it. The ball, I have 24 seconds to get this ball in the hole. I pass you the ball, you looking around for it.
It's one thing.
But that's the
Come in
problem.
the back here.
But listen. No, I'm glad you said that because that's a problem when you're playing with better talent. Because if you look at Kyrie taking the last shot, LeBron ain't give it to him on an assist. LeBron say, "Do your thing. Let me give you the ball. Do your thing."
Precisely.
Right? If Russ only giving you when it's an assist, that means he marginalizing his talent. And that's why Oladipo was able to go off the year after playing with Russ and become an all-star. That's why
Precisely.
Sabonis was able to go off
So
the year after playing with Russ and
Who?
become an all-star. Sabonis, who in Indiana. All these
Awesome.
dudes is all-stars the year after they play with Russ.
Yes.
and all these dudes said that Russ made them better.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, they
Russ
like
is
him as a player.
Russ is the
They like
greatest
him as a
teammate of
great
all time. So they ain't gonna never talk
He's a
about it.
great teammate.
Okay,
He's a
so
great teammate.
why when you play with Russ and you leave, you get better? What happens to players when LeBron leave?
That's mixed. Some players got worse, some players got better. Come on.
How much of them get better?
This boy
And
want
turn into
numbers.
all stars.
I've been on record.
And turn into all stars. LeBron is
I've been on
get
record
all
to
stars
say-
and turn them into trash.
Listen, I've been on record to say LeBron don't make no one better. But LeBron does put people in positions to win. So LeBron is a dude who knows what it takes to get to a certain point. He knows what it takes to get to the finals. So when he comes on a new team, he already have everybody in their roles. Okay, in order for us to be a successful team, you got to be able to stand in the corner and shoot. You got to defend. You ain't getting no ball, stuff. And you could take it because LeBron has proven that he could get you there. With Russ,
I
he
agree.
just coming in. Hey, boy, listen. I trying to get a triple double at the end of the season. You box out and rebound for me. You stand in the corner. If you gonna get an open shot, pass it right back. It's gonna be the season. I get the triple double, and whatever has happened, that's on you. Now people like Russ because at the end of the day, Russ is a real dude, and Russ will stand up for his teammates 100%. That's why I think a lot of dudes like Russ. Because if you in a fight with another person or opposite team, Russ will stand up. You can say, "Brother, this is my teammate. Don't have for them, this and that." That's why people like Russ. But like I said, the proof in the pudding. Why players get better when they leave Russ?
Exactly, because Russ give you. See, I think this y'all doing to Russell Wilson the same thing which y'all did to Kobe. For most of the years, people downplay and say Kobe is a hog, Kobe is this, Kobe is that. And looking back in hindsight, you'd be like, bro, I played with Chris Mim, Kwame Brown, Smush Parker, Luke Walton. You expect me not to hog? Think about it.
Tell you, Russell Westbrook play with
them for all players I play
with.
No. I could play with those players in night league right now, and I wouldn't give I would shoot up the most shots on that team right now. Like, think about it.
No one blames you for shooting shots for our team. No one blames you for that. I'm telling you, I blame Russ for marginalizing the good talent he already had on his team. He had good talent on his team. They just didn't really know how good they was until they was actually given a chance to touch the ball. Look at Steven Adams' numbers. Steven Adams' rebounds going up when they can leave Russ. Like we see, he's too busy boxing out trying to get this nigga a triple double.
That's being a good teammate.
That's being a good teammate. Yeah, I mean, like you say, Russ is an amazing teammate, and they'll do anything for him. And I think
because at the end of the day, Russ was making his job pretty easy. Because Russ was giving him all type of easy layups and easy stuff because he attracts so much attention driving to the rim that when he do his dump off for assists, Adams is the one benefiting with points. Mm-hmm. So you could say, Adams' rebounds gone up after he played Russ, but where did his points go?
Right, at the same time, Russ never thrown the ball into Adams and say he got a bucket.
How you ever see Adams is any throw the ball in the post, get a bucket guy?
Sabonis is. I was just giving an example. Sabonis is, and he never did it. He never threw it to other people and say, "Okay, go score."
No.
To pass. You can't be that ball dominant and expect players to be ready when the time comes. And that's why when he was on the team with PG and Melo, he shoot 50 shots in the playoffs.
I blame him.
But he shoot 47 the last. I don't even understand how much shots it is, but he shoot 47 shots. The game they get eliminated by 47. But teams don't even take that amount of shots sometimes.
I know people that say you gotta go down fighting, but I never saw it taking little until that playoff game. That nigga gone down shooting, bro. Nigga say, if he can go down,
like I say, shooting. I think dudes like him because he real. He letting you know that's what he can do. That's why I think dudes like him. You can't say, behind my back, this way, saying he can pass me all the ball. No, he letting you know up front. Listen, I get the ball like going. You know what I mean? The only, how much time you say in the interview, the only friend I have on the court is Spalding. I can say that plenty times. The only friend I have on the court is Spalding.
I'm blaming.
Okay? So, but I think that's why I like him. He real.
Like I say, I like Paskin saying that,
but you got Melo. You got Melo. Ain't nobody like shoot more than Melo.
Yeah, but at what percentage?
What percentage?
That was no. That wasn't Melo who gone and reinvented him. No, that ain't Melo gone and reinvented himself. That was Melo first coming out of Trashville and looking like trash. That was before Melo gone and slimmed down, gone to and reinvent himself and said, "Let me come back and accept a role." Melo didn't even want to come off the bench that year, and then for some reason, Paul George, I don't understand him, but Paul George legit is disappear.
But guess what?
Some point
but you still have 12 other players on the team.
For what? Okay, rebound and pass, bro. What y'all here for? Not everybody's on the team to shoot no ball.
Right now, but hold on, big girl. What they get right now.
But I play on plenty teams.
Defending a playmaker shooting 47 times, boy. Not a scorer, not Kobe, not Beal, not an elite scorer.
But I play on plenty
someone who's not that
guys would literally frustrate you with all of that. Oh, I trying to make the right. Wait, big brother, listen. First of all, especially who is playing that game.
I can't go kick them out.
Because I could be real.
He ain't shoot 47, Green. He only shoot 43.
Against who?
He's 18 for 43
Against who?
against the Jazz. That's about playoffs. 18 for 43.
Okay.
Now,
My thing is, the
Go
Jazz
ahead.
is a defensive team. You, like I said, that was what Rudy Gobert down there. And like you say, they don't have no back to the basket scorer. So my thing is, we got to beat them shooting. So with PG at the beginning, PG looked like he come there, I don't know, been to the strip club the night before, hangover. I don't know what's going on with him. And then you got Melo coming there, about 30, 40 pounds out of shape, wheezing, coming up and down the court. You don't even play no friggin' defense. Ain't nothing that's piss off a hard-nosed player like Westbrook and high-energy guys that when that ball, like, you letting fellas blow past you and score. And you want me pass ball when I got none on that. Well, if you don't get that on the rim,
let me I'll put it on Westbrook for you. PG, he's usually 2 for 16.
Yeah,
them lemon pepper wings is it.
2 for 16. 5 points a game. Yes, Melo 3 for 7. I mean, Melo ain't got enough ball to shoot. I think that's why Melo leave too. He ain't got enough ball to done.
Melo
But-
ain't leave. They kicked Melo out, eh?
Yeah, but Liam, but he's making kid. Say Melo Liam.
Melo ain't leave?
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
you traded.
I got him.
I mean, you could call it a leave, right? But don't make it seem like,
No,
leave what did you
PG
Oh yeah,
say?
they kicked him out. You know why they kicked him out? Because he said he wasn't coming off the bench. I remember that.
right.
That's
PG
when-
got
that's when
traded.
Greg went down in. Yeah.
Team got traded. Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, all I say all that to say, it could be interesting for Russ to play out this year because what we know about Russ, and I don't think this is changing, is true. When his team goes down or when his team is faced with a little adversity, he feels like it's on him to bring them back. And with LeBron on the team, I don't know how that could really gel. Right? It could be interesting, but I know it could really gel. So that could be an interesting thing to watch.
I know one thing. Westbrook will be the ball dominant person on that court, which LeBron probably can like. You're all overthinking this. LeBron love to defer to man. And the person who can eat the most out of all this can be Anthony Davis. Because
He eat regardless.
Westbrook will draw a crowd, and nothing Westbrook like to do, like you say, is see an assist. And for some reason, Anthony Davis finds himself in very, I don't know, assist-worthy positions. That, okay, little lob to the rim. Same thing with Dwight Howard. Same thing with DeAndre Jordan. Lob, throw to the rim, get it off the rim. Like, this is literally the best team built for Westbrook.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
to watch.
Yeah, but you could
Yeah,
you could be as washed as you want, and you just gotta catch the ball and put it in the rim.
Hey, listen, he finished.
But listen, they don't have enough
I know.
shooters.
He finished.
Yeah, well, like I
So
say,
the floor is going to be very crowded.
I like Monk and I like Wayne Ellington. Them two, they gotta.
Monk, I think, can spread the floor. Like you say, Ray and Elton can spread the floor. But my thing is, I think they will make moves before
They got a
the
reason to,
deadline.
right?
Reza ain't no big shooter.
Yeah,
no
they have a
more.
reason.
I don't think he ever was a big shooter. But
He used to hit him down at a good clip, but ever
yeah,
since that Houston,
he more of a corner shot. Like he sit in the corner, do what he
Yeah,
think.
he's like a corner dude.
But the good thing is in the West, with Clay not coming back till probably, from what I see, people
January.
saying Christmas. He ain't coming back till probably All-Star break. I don't think without Golden State, who really
nothing true.
is astronomical when it comes to 3-point shooting, ain't much other teams can shoot you at the gym. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
No, but I say they don't have no shooters to say the floor won't be spaced enough for Westbrook to do what he got to do.
But that's a
If
fast
they
break
go
team.
small, if
They
they
will
go
go-
small, then it can work.
Exactly.
If they
Because
say-
They
They
said
got
80 would
relax.
be at the 5. They said 80 would be at the 5.
Yeah,
what is the greatest asset to a fast break team? Come on, guys.
What?
It's defense. Because once you get stops,
think-
once you get turnovers, once you get them to miss and get the ball off the rim, you could always be a fast break team. So with on top of that, you have Frank Vogel, who's a defensive minded coach. So I think Westbrook is a big upgrade at the point guard with defense. along with Rondo coming off the bench. My thing is, all you have to do is play solid defense, and every time that team throw the ball on turnover, every time the team miss a shot, you get easy points. So yes, the 3 pointers will be a factor, but as long as you keep the pace up and you keep, even if guys hit shot, 80 them got to get out of bounds and start launching. Like this, walk the ball up the court type team. And knowing Westbrook on that special cookies beyond, walking the ball coming up anyway. So I feel like they're, like I say, the regular season will be good to them because of the pace. But now when the pro season come and you got teams like, I guess, Utah, who's gonna park the paint and not allow you to get to the rim as much. Um, Teams like Denver, who's gonna have big guys down there. Then I see them having a problem. But without that, that's that's a running gun team.
Yeah. If they stay healthy, I still expect them to get out the West. If they stay healthy.
Showtime, I wouldn't
At
say
least
Showtime because these
at least
guys ain't
conference finals.
flashy, but they got have up tempo. Like,
For the regular season, they could be up tempo, especially when LeBron taking he breaks. They could be up tempo.
Facts, yeah. Once they play the Jazz, they go in small, 80 at the 5.
oh yeah, that's obvious.
And
Yeah,
that takes
Gobert.
Gobert off the court. I have to Jazz smart. Gobert got to sit down once that lineup on the court. So,
So yeah,
Right, I
like I
mean,
say, I feel them they are very. Now I think
that's not forget that Gobert situation.
they can beat Brooklyn if Brooklyn shooting, because obviously that's your kryptonite. But you only got to see Brooklyn like twice a year before the playoffs. So
Yeah, Brooklyn still is a team to beat to me. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens, but they still is a team to beat to me.
I always just feel like rebounding wins games. Man. I think the Lakers got a team where they
but
should
you ain't
never
gonna beat
get
them
out
rebounding game.
Oh,
You can't
yeah,
beat them rebounding.
that's my point.
You got Dwight Howard who's rebounding, probably king. You got DeAndre Jordan who just gets slack rebounds. You even got Westbrook who's your point guard who won't rebound.
That's my
You got
point too.
LeBron who won't rebound. You got Melo who's scream get out of here even though he's get only put 2-3 rebounds a game. But he is screaming he get 2-3 rebounds.
He'd
Like
fight his
that's a
teammate for it. Melo's fight your teammates for the rebound.
Yeah,
real
yeah,
so
we forget what you play.
like I
But
and
I
then
don't think
80 there was 2 years ago was going for defensive player of the year before the glass bottle syndrome kicked in. He
and then
likes rebounds and blocks.
you got people like Ariza and Monk
Yeah,
who
tough nose
sneak
guys.
rebounds. Like those
Yeah,
guys are, they go for 50 balls. That's their job. So I
I
mean,
see
yeah,
this team being very good defensively.
Brooklyn did get Aldridge, and Aldridge was an amazing rebounder back then. But I never even thought Aldridge was a
Who
better rebounder than Howard.
real like who all just out
Blake was
rebounding?
a good rebounder. Blake was a good rebounder back then too.
Yeah, in
Blake,
his prime,
they got a
Blake
couple of young bigs.
Blake barely trying to
We'll
dunk
see what
now.
they play. Uh,
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
Bruce
Claxton?
Bruce
Brown.
Brown do his fight for
Bruce
rebounds for
Brown is
real.
a sneaky rebounder too. He is.
Yeah,
He's
but he's
very
fight for
sneaky.
rebounds. Bruce Brown, but he's fight for rebounds for real. Um, it could be interesting, but like I don't know how much rebounds he could get when Katie and Kyrie and Harden go on
When
big
people
runs.
ain't missing, right?
Yeah, they ain't missing. So I don't know how much rebounds he can actually get. Like I tell people, boy, people say defense wins championships, I guess, but boy, offense is
Hmm.
really the king. I think once you get to the finals, the teams that can make that can make the shots, make enough shots, they come out. Because everybody defense good once you get to the finals. One like you defense good. So the team who can make the shot, they come up on top. So Brooklyn, if they could find a way to get that defense together earlier in the playoffs and they healthy, they could be tough beating them, but they could be real tough because they just got too much towards who can make shots, but it's too much. Yes, Golden State played a historic defense, but Golden State is also one of the best teams ever. Does Brooklyn have to be one of the best teams ever to win the championship? I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I think they just have to be a really good team.
Their defense is really underrated. People only saw the jump shots, not realizing that their defense is similar to the Bulls defense. Now they had them 6'5", 6'6" players at every position and just switching everything. and that was
Oh,
lethal
Golden
for
State?
teams. Yeah, Golden State when they had
Yeah,
Livingston and Iggy
yeah, yeah.
and Harrison and
KD.
everyone was like 6'6" and up at every position, bro. It was the Clay, and it was just switching everything in. But that defense was so elite.
Yeah, that was great times.
Yeah.
Great times. That was glory days. Uh, all right. So y'all got any other comments? Are getting late before we sign off.
No. Like I say, this season we'll see how it goes. I hate to see injuries, but they're part of the game.
Yeah,
That's why I stand them off on 2K. But
fast.
I don't know. Like it's just gonna be an interesting season. I feel like Westbrook will prove a lot of people wrong, especially in year one, because they do realize that the clock is ticking. They're the oldest team in the league, so I feel like they know that. But I got a wild load this year.
One, they're the oldest team, and then two, is a LeBron-led team. So that always have a small window because dude is switch players out
Yeah, for
like
MVP. I ain't
yeah,
Portland could be good enough for Daniel with
yeah.
MVP.
The bowling got to be good for the team to get MVP. I was gonna ask if y'all think
I
Steph could be in the MVP conversation again.
I think he
Um,
could be in the conversation again.
Healthy Steph, yes.
I think he'd be in the conversation. I think the Warriors could be a better team this year. I think they could be. Uh, I think they could be a top 5 too.
Most of the GMs,
So he just could be in the conversation.
in the GM survey they pick KD to win MVP.
If healthy,
Yeah.
I don't see that.
How much people think Luka could win MVP?
I don't think they could be good enough.
When they be good enough?
Dallas really
I can
made
see
no improvement this year.
now keep in
But
mind
honestly,
Dallas roster is very good. They actually didn't need to make any improvement. They just need to work on their chemistry and continuity.
What good Dallas roster good?
Yeah. Don't
Dallas ain't
forget
better than
you got KP still there,
yeah, but KP playing like
Kluber, Hardaway.
Dallas. Okay, you got the Lakers, you got the Suns, you got the Nuggets, you got the Jazz, who are already better than Dallas. Dallas don't even have home court advantage this year.
They still a good team, man. Like that's a
I
playoff
think
team.
I think I think Giannis probably could win it again this year.
No, people
I
tired of
think
Giannis,
Giannis could
man.
win it again. They tied, but I look at it now, and I think Bucks could realistically finish top 2 in the East. KD, like you said, if Kyrie missing most of the season and the Nets top 2, then KD probably win it. I think KD probably win it at least. But I think Giannis have a chance. I think LeBron have a chance too. The Lakers in the
Can't.
top two
Can't.
in the West. Why not?
Come on, man. You ain't even the best player on your team. How you can be the best? How you can be the
I,
MVP of the league? You're in the MVP
I
of your
stopped them
team.
from putting them in the race before.
Exactly.
I
I don't know
stopped them from
why
putting
you
them in the race
talking about.
before.
I
Oh, you
mean,
know who you mentioned?
I,
Jokic have a chance to repeat.
ugh, that was disgusting that he won this thing. But
people
anyway,
didn't like how he did last year.
I don't think it was much of a conversation. I mean, dude did carry the team.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
And the Jazz had the best record last season, so I mean,
Donovan Mitchell needs some love though. He
Right.
didn't get no love for MVP.
And they had the
thought he
best
should
record
get some
last
love.
So
Yeah, I thought he should get some love. That wasn't right. Not to say anything happened again this year, but that wasn't right. But yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting NBA season coming up. Very, very interesting. Like you said, it's a lot of teams to watch out for. A lot of trade requests.
I think it's not as clear cut as people making it seem. Like I don't think there's only 2 teams to watch in the league. Like how a lot of people would have you believe. Like there's a lot of teams like that are sneaky good. Like I said, the Jazz defense was on point last year. I mean, I don't even know what they did to adjust, but it was clicking on all cylinders last year. So you got to watch out for them. And then you have Denver, a healthy Denver.
They could be interesting. Definitely.
Clippers are basically a wall.
Clippers, why injured? So unless something happened, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But on the East, you got Miami. Miami looking good.
Yeah.
Lowry there. You got the Knicks.
You got the Knicks as well. You got.
I might as well tell you. I might as well tell you that now.
No, but you know what's a sleeper
So,
team? A sleeper team for me. My sleeper team is Chicago. Nobody talking about Chicago. People saying they're still making the
they got
playoffs.
some interesting pieces. They got some interesting pieces. I don't know if fit yet, but they got some interesting pieces.
They can make the playoffs.
I gotta see how it fits.
That's about it.
Yeah,
First
I
round
gotta see how
exit.
it fit.
Depending on that matchup.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
If they could get a
pieces,
fourth,
but I
fifth
don't know if
seed,
it works.
I could see them probably making the second round because you might have a fourth, fifth seed against a regular team. But if you drop to that bottom side of the East and you gotta play Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, or Boston first, it ain't looking good.
Yeah, and even though I
I
am
know if you
Boston right
keep
now,
on
I'd be
skipping on
mad.
Boston.
Now, if they buck up, if they get a seed where they buck a Philly in the first round or something like that, or Toronto in the first round, boy, they can make the
Toronto
second
ain't
round.
making
Take it
That's
up,
about it.
Chicago, and I saying this before I even watching them play now, but I think Chicago, if there's anybody who they get upset, it's Boston. I ain't too high on Boston right now.
Not
Tatum
this
is
year.
Tatum.
I am Boston.
Brown getting better, but that's about it.
I am Boston.
Schroeder at the one.
I high on Miami. I high on I relatively high on I mean I high on New York. I high on Miami.
Milwaukee,
I guess
yeah.
Chicago could sneak in there. Chicago.
And then let's not forget Atlanta. Atlanta went pretty far in the playoffs.
Atlanta. I high on Atlanta. My bad. I high on Atlanta. Atlanta is a good team.
I ain't really do it. But I hear on your boy them Charlotte. Y'all like sleep on Charlotte, like Charlotte.
Think
Yeah,
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Think Charlotte is second round, yeah?
Charlotte.
I say second round. I say Charlotte is good enough to make the playoffs. Especially with Washington out of the picture.
Sure.
Washington ain't making nothing this year.
Washington didn't. Yeah, they didn't. They made it last year. Yeah, Washington out. Yeah, that's probably right there. Washington out, Charlotte in. No, see. Okay, so now if the question is now Charlotte or Chicago, who taking the last spot? I go in Chicago.
Philly will make the playoffs, but I think they'll make it as like a 6th seed. Possibly.
Yeah, Philly,
I think that loss of Ben Simmons, I think that could hurt them. That could really hurt them. They got to find a way to replace that.
I think the only difference in the East, playoff wise, Washington out, Chicago in.
Keep in mind now, the Philly teams could explode in 1 second because if Ben don't play, and let's say Embiid roll one ankle or something like that, that's a toilet bowl team after that.
Yeah,
lottery. That's lottery after that.
and
which I would see them actually. If anything happens to Embiid this year, he gets shut down because you would want a lottery pick, so you could get rid of Ben and bring back and get.
He gave himself pass.
The basket freaking out.
Yeah, basket. I bet basket. He right.
What?
I'll see next. Wait, trust me.
That ain't happening.
Basket, I tell you the honest truth as the next man, Basket. As the next man, I tell you the honest truth. If we did not make the offseason additions that we made last year, that we made this year, I would have agreed with you. Because I felt as if last year we overachieved. I felt we played Randall a lot of minutes, and I felt that we overachieved. Most of our players did that. But adding Kemba and adding Fournier, I feel as if that's enough to stabilize us.
But you see what you're trying to say.
Listen,
you're trying to say
the Knicks is the Dolphins of the NBA. They have every year.
But listen,
nothing happening.
What he's saying about Tibbs is correct. Tibbs is overplayed, plays a lot. That's why I said we not gotten Kemba and I would have agreed with him. I think we'd have followed the real. But because we got them too, I feel as if we have a lot of depth. So because we get them too, I feel as if we could be straight. But you're right, because them dudes just had a preseason game tonight, and Tibbs almost played them 30 minutes. I don't even understand what Tibbs is be dealing with sometimes, but he got us in the playoffs last year, so I ain't question him too much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, y'all gotta wrap this up. It's kind of after 12.
It's an ungodly hour.
Thanks for tuning in.
Big shout out to Rev.
Catch us this Sunday live Sunday at 9:30 when we go over our previews of the NFL Sunday ticket games. But for right now, we gotta go.
Yep. Shout out to Rev. Shout out to all y'all who watching. Shout out to everybody tuning into this to the stream. We appreciate y'all. We will catch y'all on Sunday to talk to preview those football games for week 5. So, it's Xperts. Signing up.
Yep.